just haunt me. I'm locked inside, these feelings can't be free. We were happy, maybe that was just me. All I can remember is how you promised me. You said that you'd be here, but why I'm here alone? I wasted everything, now I got nothing. Oh, time is all I Some paths move so distant, and some sparks lose their light. Wait now, can I know? Is it too late to stop this show? Wait now, hold me close. Ooh, open your eyes. There's a world out there you've never seen before. I too was blind until I stepped outside and opened up that door. I see the hesitation to make a choice that's wrong, but give in to all temptation and all these fears are gone. Light up the sky, we're gonna fly tonight. Rise up, it's over, there's no place to hide. Just take my hand, let your wild side be free tonight. We're limitless, let your demons dance, they will be just fine. I see the hesitation to make a choice that's wrong, but give in to all temptation and all these fears are gone. Light up the sky, we're gonna fly tonight. Rise up, it's over, there's no place to hide.
All right, guys, and welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight for the second week of the LAS Premade series, and here we'll see how Group B can compare to Group A as the Campbell University team takes on Return of the Middlesticks. Campbell hopes to take home their first victory tonight, while Middlesticks has plans to keep their spot at the top with some of the other teams. Only time will tell which team will come home with the dub. Last week, CU started off with really strong with a nice game 1, but were unable to stop Team Roar from coming out on top in games 2 and 3. Unlike Return of the Middlesticks. They were able to claw their way back against the Rising Tide Reapers in games 2 and 3. Like every night, predictions will be open, so you guys have a chance to get some tokens and can vote on who is player of the game. And without any further delay, we will get right into the draft. All right. Any comments before we get into draft?
I mean, not really. I don't really have too much comments here. The biggest thing I have is that I see one familiar face to myself, and that is Oath in the mid lane. And I mean, I've seen this guy play plenty of times. He's a pretty solid mid laner. He's just an absolute monster.
All right, let's get right into it then.
All right, so you do lose a ban, at least for the first game, and the throwaway ban is going to be Timo, so they're going to be losing one, so they're going to only have 2 bans first and second phase, so the Middlesticks are fine. However, they are going to start out with the Kaiser Lowry. CU going to be thinking what they want to do for the first ban.
I'm surprised Return of the Middlesticks is either I think they're going to first pick Samira because I was doing my research earlier, and I saw that the CU has their ADC loves playing Samira.
I mean, she's a very strong champ right now, and competitive play, more or less. She is very hard to pull off, I'd say, more in solo queue, because sometimes you get absolutely dogged without some type of peel, or some type of team that can be communicating with you, that can set up plays for you, but Samira in the competitive scene is definitely a very, very strong champion indeed, and you've got to really watch out for the pick, but OTM, gonna also take out the Olaf here. Another very strong pick, and CU binning out double ADC, Caitlyn and Ashe.
I'm surprised they didn't put any bans toward Oath because, like you said before, Oath is a monster. I've seen him play it in the LAS draft last split, and even this split, and he has carried a lot of his games, especially on Swain, Zorath, and stuff like that. It's just really surprising they didn't put a ban toward him.
Definitely, but Middlesticks are going to go start with the first pick support, and see, you're going to immediately answer that with an Echo and Warwick. This draft is just like all over the place.
Now, do you think it's going to be a Warwick jungle or Warwick top? Because I know people have been flexing Warwick top a lot, and then I know Echo can also flex in the mid and jungle as well. I'm thinking it's going to be a Warwick jungle and then an Echo mid.
Yeah, that's just I think that's what it's going to be. I don't expect anything too spicy here. Middlesticks thinking on the buy here, but I don't know. I'm just really baffled by the support first pick there. I'm guessing possibly opposing support does play Thresh there, so that could be the reason why I'm probably going for a little bit of the prior pick there.
Well, Thresh is a really strong support, so I can understand them picking Thresh, but like you said, it is kind of weird that they first picked their support since 3 ADCs were banned in the early stages, so I was assuming they would want to pick their and there we go. There's
Samira, boys. Woo! Always love me a good old Samira game. See if our team can actually pull this one off.
Do you think CU is going to keep their ADC covered, or do you think they're going to pick their ADC here? Oh,
well, looks like they're gonna finally pick up the support here. See, the thing that I really don't like about CU's draft so far is that you pick support. They opposing side pick support first, and then CU immediately locks in mid jungle. So that gives a counter into the jungle and gives counter into the mid lane. Yes, you lose support counter, but like that's not really that big of a deal. Because having jungle counter and mid counter is very strong, especially when it comes to some of those river fights. Because you're always expected to come out on top of them, and that can make or break games, pre 10-15 minutes. So
yeah,
I'm honestly surprised
agree
that it was a jungle and mid, maybe like jungle support possibly.
Because right now, what Return of Middlesticks can do, they can just ban 2 ADCs right here, and then that makes the CU ADC have a smaller champ pool already in the meta of ADCs.
Let's see what Middlesticks is planning on doing here. CU actually did end up banning out
The
Cassidy here, so no late game. Noah is crying somewhere. Somewhere in the world he's crying. No Cassidy tonight, at least for this game. And looks like Middlesticks are going to go to ban out the EMF. There you go, another ADC ban, and one that is meta.
It's surprising that they did ban Cassidy, because to be honest, Cassidy wouldn't really work with Return of the Middle Six team comp in the first place. Yeah, because Cassidy is a assassin champion. He goes in, deletes, and goes out. The Return of the Middle Six, they want to engage champion. They want to peel as much for Samira ult.
They
So
want the early game on top of that, and Cassidy takes time to scale.
So I think the Cassidy is kind of a waste of a ban in my opinion. I would have banned like Swain. I would have banned Lux. I've seen Oath played a lot of Lux because like I said before, Return of the Middle Six, they want the early game and they want the team fights.
Alright, so Lucian is going to be locked in here. Lucian Braum, very solid combo.
Lucian is
Samira
a really
Thresh,
good counter.
also a very solid combo. And in general, Lucian has a lot of burst damage, but Samira can heavily negate that with her blade roll. And not that
Lucian's
much.
Q can go through. Though.
Yes, that's it. That's the only thing that can go through it. But his R gets canceled, his autos, and his W. But Middle Six is gonna go ahead and pick up the Vladimir here. So remember what we were talking about the Cassidy being 4 banned? Well, they just picked the Cassidy 2.0. And they went ahead and just went for another late game.
Do you think it's going to go top lane? Or do you think it's going to go mid lane?
I mean, it could go either or here, but I expect it. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, Vlad can't even really be considered mid or top specifically. He can go pretty much either or. Pretty good flex, but I mean, Middle Six have to pick, their 5th and final pick right afterwards anyway, so it shouldn't take too long. In a few seconds, they're going to go and lock it.
Vladimir is going to be locked in for the top lane, is most likely, unless the top laner plays Diana. But I don't assume that they do. I'm kind of interested in the Diana Echo matchup because I think Echo actually has a higher win rate against Diana in the early game. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out.
I actually kind of find this funny. So Middle Six pretty much said, screw it, we're leaving our top on an island, pick them a scaling champ, and pick heavy aggro champs towards the bot side. So mid Diana, jungle Vi, and then bot lane Thresh. So you have so much dive.
CU's response to the Vladimir will be Yorick. I personally don't like CU's draft comp. I really don't see what their plan is. I see their engage. They have 2 decent engaged champions. They have Warwick R and they also have Braum R. But other than that, you have a bunch of late game scaling champs on your team compared to Return of the Middle Six, who has a bunch of early game skirmishing team fight champs. And then they also have the late game champs like Diana and Vladimir to just go in and wreak havoc.
Yeah, this York is really gonna have to be playing like on his A game here. He's going to have to be able to split push. He's gonna have to find objectives for his teams because they don't win. I don't even think they win the 4v4. Less so the 5v4. So in general, you gotta be really careful and play this really smart. If they could snowball off an early lead, that would be a really good start. But if this game goes even or Middle Six gets ahead, I think Middle Six takes this one.
No, I wouldn't expect I would not be surprised if CU was looking for an early invade. I can see them doing an early invade against Return of the Middle Six as their level 1 is better since they do have a Braum. But other than that, like they have to force Return of the Middle. They have to force ROTM to lose the early game as much as possible. Because if Return of the Middle Six wins the early game, they're gonna just crush the opposing team, and it's not gonna look good for CU.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, so Vlad is definitely 100% confirmed into the top lane here, and it is going to be a Vlad Yorick matchup here. This is going to be pretty interesting to see. Vlad can just poke Yorick from afar and can just get out of Yorick's poke by using his pull. But Yorick can lock him down inside of his W, so he can negate that and get on top of Vladimir. I would say it's kind of a skill matchup. I'd say Vladimir kind of has an easier time early game, but once the game goes on, I would say more of a skill matchup, depending on
definitely. If Yorick can get his items, get his Divine Sunderer, and his one of his tank items or something, Yorick can just run you down if you don't be careful. Especially because that Yorick has that insane healing. His damage is insane with his Q. I think people always forget that his Q does base percentage of health, I think. And then on top of that, he also had Warwick.
Yeah, Warwick definitely be able to match the early game aggression that Vi can give off here. Really good counter getting some really good initiations, but he does struggle into the later stages of the game. And in general, Vi has an easier time setting up stuff than Warwick since she has a point and click. You are not getting away from me knockup. And she just has a lot of mobility going over and through terrain with her ball breaker. So in general, Vi, I feel like is going to be able to do a little bit more than Warwick in the later stages of the game, but I feel like Warwick in the early to mid stages is definitely going to be able to match the aggression.
Yeah, I totally agree. From the comps that I'm looking at, it looks like CU wants to push the side lane, so they want to have Yorick either bot lane or top lane. I'd be surprised if I see Yorick in team fights at all. And then on top of that, they have Braum Lucian. So in the late game, their Lucian's pretty protected. Because I don't see Return of the Middle Six going diving into a Braum.
They do have a very strong dive comp, and I mean, in general, CU does not have a good scaling comp.
Mm-hmm.
In general, like they do not like later stages of the game. They kind of just falter of what they want to do here because Lucian doesn't scale. Echo does scale, but Warwick doesn't really scale too hard. You're really not going to see Yorick in team fights anyway. He's usually going to be in the side lane pushing.
Mm-hmm.
And Braum is kind of like dependent on your team, and the only person that can easily stack up his passive is Lucian. I mean, Warwick can too if he does get his attack speed bonus, but like that's realistically about it.
Yeah, I feel like all eyes is gonna be half pointing to bot lane. I feel like both teams, if like whoever wins in bot, is what's gonna decide this game. Because don't forget, Lucian is a monster in late game if he can get ahead. Same thing with Samira. If one of those champs can just pop off and get just the snowball off of the early game on one of each other, I feel like they might be the one to win the game.
Yep, definitely very snowballing on both sides here. Mid lane is definitely what I'm going to be looking at here as two aggressive junglers, especially that can gank in early game, and it's a volatile matchup. Whoever can take this early game is pretty much just going to be able to steamroll the other side. So mid lane is definitely what I'm going to be looking at here.
Yeah, no, I also agree. The mid lane, I feel like we're gonna see a lot more roaming. I don't see Diana or Echo staying in lane with each other as long as possible. I feel like they're gonna probably try to hit at least level 3, level 4, maybe stay to level 6 if they want to. But I feel like the mid laners, I feel like Oath and Ash is just gonna look for the most roams, look for the picks they can get. I see Echo probably trying to counter jungle the Vi with the Warwick a lot, and I can see Diana trying to roam down bot to get her Samira as fed as possible.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the predictions are open. So go ahead and put all your Legends tokens on who you're gonna win. I made it quite clear. I do think Return of the Middle Six is gonna be able to take this one. They just have such an easier, solid, and more consistent composition than CU has. CU really has to get this early game or just somehow find a way to outsmart Middle Six into the later stages. So I'm definitely saying Middle Six is gonna take this game one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Return of the Middle Six is gonna take this one. I just feel like their comp is more thought out. I feel like to be honest, I feel like CU is more like a solo queue comp than a team comp. The reason I say that because it's just like you have the split pushers, you have the early game, but the thing is, where's your team fighting? Because the other comp is team fighting. They're all about heavy engage, heavy in team fights, and then they have Vladimir if they want Vladimir to split push, they have Vladimir to split push. But the other team doesn't have that. Yeah, you have anti-siege, yes, because you have Braum, but that's the only defense you have. You have no one else besides Braum to protect your Lucian, and I feel like that's going to be an issue for CU in the future.
Definitely, and Middle Six definitely has every stage in the game. Yeah, they have the early game, they have the mid game, and they have the late game. Diana takes about mid to late game to really get online. Samira early to mid starts falling off a little bit into the later stages of the game. Vladimir mid late to late game is where he starts coming online, and Vi obviously early to mid, and it just becomes the CC bot until later stages of the game. Dash just plays the big utility role, throws his lantern, throws his hooks whenever he needs to, and in general, this is going to be a lot of damage coming out from Middle Six, regardless how long this game is going to go out. And CU just do not have the damage into the later stages of the game to just out damage that Middle Six has here. But as a spectator,
I would agree. But I would love to see CU prove both us wrong. I would love to see CU be like, hey, look at us. We're just going to pop off and smash the other team. If they do that, that's wonderful. That would be a great game to watch. I would love it. But,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go on a spectator delay. The spectator delay is done here. We're going to go into a quick loading screen, and we'll be right back soon. See you then.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free. The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. Could see your face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here
All right, ladies and gentlemen, game 1 of our week 2 of the LAS pre-made. On the blue side, we have the Wonders return of the Middle Six, and on the other side, the red side, we have CU here, and it looks like Middle Six is already going to be looking for something cheeky here, going for an invade, and CU going to do the exact same thing, but on the opposite side of the map. So I don't think either team is going to find each other here.
And what's surprising, because like I can see the CU doing a small invade, but I can't see Return the Middle Six doing an invade. It looks like they're trying to counter invade it most likely.
Yeah, Middle Six definitely does not have the good level 1, but if they can catch them off guard by a bush cheese, then they can definitely get the advantage. But in general, CU definitely has the advantage for level 1. Has so much more damage. Lucian, pretty good at level 1. So is Braum. Echo is meh. Warwick is good. Looks like nothing's gonna happen. They may be looking to take the opposing blue buff here. And looks like Oath is going over. He is gonna be able to spot that ward, so they know that this is a possibility here. CU already used the sweeper, and they're just gonna take this.
So yeah, so it looks like they want to split up the jungle. It's kind of interesting that they split up the way they split it up, because I was assuming that Warwick would want to be more on the bot side than he would be on the top side.
Yeah, definitely. You're definitely not going to get much stuff done into the Yorick Vlad matchup. So I would definitely focus mid and bot, and I definitely did not just see that Vi smite at level 1, but I just saw it, and I'm going to have to deal with it. Anyway, so looks like they are just going to go ahead and go for the vertical jungle here. There is a ward on the blue buff, so if Vi does get there fast enough, she will be spotted out. So let's see how that is going to
And the first Drake is going to be an Inferno Drake, so I feel like it's going to be a high contested dragon as soon as it pops up. So I can see both jungles going straight to the Inferno Drake as soon as it comes up. Because both jungles can solo do it at level 4.
Let's see, level 2 is going to be landed first for middle 6 bot lane. We're going to go right back into Zeppelin level. It looks like it is going to be here coming out. It's not going to be the one more auto. Will be enough. First blood goes over to the Thresh, but it's going to be traded back over with the other support here. Tiara and Matsuro are both going to handshake kills to their ADCs, and whilst using the same summoner spells on both sides. Just a casual gentleman's handshake there. Slightly more gold does go over to middle 6 as they did get the first blood, so an extra 150 gold there. But in general, very even trade there. Not really either side gets more or less out of that one.
I feel like that trade benefits the Braum a little bit more than the
There you go.
Thresh.
The Vi is actually going to be spotted out here. Lucian and Bomb looking to see if they can pick up something here. Oath is here. He is going to be stunned up here. One more auto. It will land there. Ballbreaker was going to be charged up, but it's not going to be enough. Double shot from Zeppelin is going to be able to pick up a kill. Here comes Oath and B-Pots, but they're going to walk away as they see Sunny Might coming down for the scuttle here. So, I mean, there you go. The ward caught him out, trying to do the vertical clear, and that's exactly what happened here.
That was a questionable invade by the Vi. I feel like she did it a little bit too late. If you were gonna invade the Warwick, you should have done it as soon as you took your red side, because that bot lanes, both ADCs were both dead at that time. So I feel like you should just took the blue and just got out if you were just gonna invade. Taking the Gromp was a little risky, and it proved fatal to her because she gave a kill to the Lucian.
This is going to land onto Zeppelin here. Bomb is going to use Stand Behind Me. Really good lantern, not even needed. Potts is going to be able to dash right outside that one with his E, and Sunny might looking for a gank, but is not going to be able to find it. Heads right back into his jungle.
Just small trades going on in the mid.
There we go. Echo looking for something on Diana, but Oath is doing so much damage. That goes off. I think it's a solo kill. Yes, it is. Oath is going to be able to get that one all by himself there. And looks like Echo just overstepping a little bit on the amount of damage he thought he could do there, and he's going to get punished by it. Again, straight shot into the ground.
I don't know why the Echo went back in, because he knew that Diana had Ignite instead of TP. So, of course, Diana's going to want to go for the all-in trades because she wants to proc her Ignite. Because she knows that Echo has TP, so she knows that Echo can't counter her damage.
Echo, in general, just... You gotta get off those constant passive procs there, but it's a melee v melee matchup that both have passive auto. Both of them have abilities that enhances their auto attacks in general.
It looks like
Diana having
the dragon.
Yep.
Which is really
looks
good.
Like there's no vision here, so it looks like they're just going to be able to pick this one up, as bot side for CU does have the pressure here. But we could see a dive into the top side here. We could see a very low bot breaker going to miss there. Looks like he is just going to walk right out of that one. That's going to land on Zeppelin. Stand Behind Me is going to be used. There is the shield there, and Before trying to do as much damage as possible, but you cannot when that Braum shield is up. Dragon's about to fall down here. I see he's going to be able to pick it up here in a few seconds. There it is, Inferno Drake, and Dragon number 1 goes over to CU.
And that's going to benefit CU by a lot.
I'm going to go on to Oath here, but it looks like nothing's
the extra damage that Inferno gives is actually, people don't think it's good, but it's actually quite insane, especially for like an early ADC.
Oh, that's to be careful here. He's going to be pincered by Sunny Might and Ashton here. He's not level 6, while the Echo is. He has to flash over the wall. Flash is going to be entered by Sunny Might here. There's no Vi to help him over. And num, says the Warwick, but this is actually going to land to the boss side here. Bob taking a lot of damage here. Before trying to do as much damage as possible. Stun is going to go onto the Thresher. Knight's going to go off here. Before trying to do as much damage as possible. One more auto will be enough. Blade Ward is there. He could try to look at something in Zeppelin, but he chooses not to, as the Auto Blaze is going to be there to queue for Beepot's. They're trying to do as much damage as possible. Zeppelin is now level 5. Yes, level 8. Going to do a lot of damage with the piercing light here. Head into the top side jungle. Actually, Shade may be looking for something on to Sunny Might here, but it looks like he is just going to reset. If Sunny Might does walk into that bush, so he will find him out. But it looks like it's not going to happen. He's going to head straight to his red buff here, but with an explosive fight all around.
I don't know what Return of the Middle Six bot lane was doing. They focused the Braum. You don't want to focus the Braum when you're doing fights like that. You want to focus the Lucian.
See, that's since Candy actually landed. The Lantern is there. They're looking for something there, but the minion is playing Mr. President today. Get down, Lucian, as he's going to be able to protect his champion from that hook there, and Lucian can also be able to use the to get out of there nonetheless.
It looks so from looking at the map, it looks like Return of the Middle Six has really good vision control on both sides of the map.
Kara has to be really careful here. Oath spots him out onto the wood. The distance it's not going to land. Ashton still has a level up into this mid lane here. If nothing's gonna happen. Shade was nearby just in case, but very close call.
It looks Rift Herald's up in 15 seconds. I can see Vi rotating it earlier since she does have Prio on the bot lane and she does have Prio in the mid lane.
Yeah, definitely. And in general, the whole good point about this comp in general is that your river fights are going to be very, very strong, and you got to take advantage of that. You can't give CU, any breathing room, as river fights should just be yours. You have a lot more AoE team fight, and in general, you just should do a lot more consistent damage.
No, I totally agree with you. But it looks like the CU bot lane has proven us wrong so far on their predictions, because Lucian has now 2 kills on him, which is really beneficial for him right now.
Isis is sitting bot lane. She does not have the ultimate, but that push is not warded either. Saimai is very close by, taking a really good trade. Pull is going to be used by Premade into the top side here. They're still waiting. Warwick is heading down. This is going to be a 3v3 counter gang from both sides here. They're playing very conservative here. Both sides seem like they know something is up here. Look at Shade. He's playing very conservative, but looks like he's finally decided to go in. He's going to go right onto the bomb play, right back in. The flash is going to be used. Really good death sentence. Are going to go right onto the Smith. He's going to have to flash out, so he's going to be able to pick up the kill. He's going to be on B-Pots. He's going to be used from Zeppelin. Here comes Oath in the backline, though. He's going to use ultimate. He's going to be able to take down Sunny. Zeppelin could be the next target here. Level 6 is going to be equipped here from Grid, and that's it. It's going to be used, but it's not going to land. Piercing Light is going to be able to pick up a kill there, and the Q Crescent Strike not quite enough. Shade could look for something here. Oh, he has the Q, and he won't be able to pick that one up. Q is going to go off there, but I don't think that's something you want to use here. Shut down, going to go over the Grid, and he's going to be able to get 600 gold from that one, and overall worth it over the middle six.
Yeah, that definitely benefits Return of the Middle Six right there. With that small gold lead right there, not that they have because of it, it's going to give them the opportunity to snowball the game if they can. But the problem was Thresh did take another kill during that, and it's not going to benefit Thresh as much as it would benefit their Samira or Vi or Diana.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, this team is just in general really comfortable going even with the composition they ran. If they're behind, it's kind of a red flag, but it's whatever. But even or if you're ahead, you're usually fine with this type of composition you're playing against. So as long as they can stay in this position, then middle six should not be, feeling any type of stress right now.
No, I totally agree. The top lane... Ooh.
Matchup going about just what I expected. Both the wall and the pool is about roughly the same cooldown, so they just pretty much just trade the cooldowns every time. Yeah, and they're looking for something in bot lane. Maybe... Oh, looks like Vi is going to go in and back off there. Dragon is now up, though. It is going to be Ocean Dragon. Oath is walking back to lane, and Ashton actually does have the cryo in this lane at the current moment.
Now, what mythic item do you think that Vladimir is going to go for? He looks like he has a...
Probably Night Harvester, based on what I'm saying.
As a Hesek Alternator, I say he's either going to go Rocket Belt or Harvester. I think Harvester is better on Vladimir.
Oath is going to go right onto Sunny. He's going to pop his seed. He's going to go off there. He's trying to get as slow as possible. Flash is going to be used. Monster taking another kill. Dustin's going to land onto the Braum here. He can use stand behind me on the Lucian, but the Lucian's way too far. You left your poor Braum behind. And Gid going to be able to pick up another kill there. And Zeppelin going to go ahead and take a reset there. And easy Drake Light's going to go over the middle stick.
And that's exactly what we're talking about in the draft. Return of the Milksters has a way better team comp when it comes to team fighting. You don't want to be picked by picked when you see 3 of the other Return of Middlesticks because they're just gonna go all in you and just gonna delete you before your team can make it there.
Yep, you got to be like very ready against this team that Middlesticks has, and Oath just constantly bullying action without any issues here. Volatile matchup, and guess who got the lead? It was Oath, and this is exactly what happens.
Yes, I do agree. Now we don't
going
want
to land. The box is there. Can you see the distance? He went under tower. He's gonna get stunned up here. Looks like Smith's looking for the kill there, but the Coin doing so much damage. Playboard is gonna be there. Knight is off there. The ult gonna come out, but it's not going to be enough. Yes, it will. The minions finish off Zeppelin, but it's gonna be a double kill going on for them nonetheless. They take that any day of the week.
So who do you think that benefits more, the Samir or the Lucian?
Lucian, 100%. He got 2 kills. Samir got one. Oh, wait, top side is gonna be ganked here. Valpike is going to land there. Flash trying to do as much of it as possible. We'll be able to pick it up. The R was used for good just in case. But P. Clay gonna be able to take that one up and finally get some type of lead in this lane as he's actually down quite a bit of CS to it.
No, it's quite interesting to see the Lucian's build. I know everyone building Gale Force because Gale Force is just an item that's really good for disengaging and engaging. But I feel like Kraken Slayers is a better item for Lucian in general, just the way he can proc it super fast with his passive. Because in a fight, you can just Q auto and get in auto again, or you can just press WE and then Q auto, and then you're proccing it I think 3 or 4 times for Kraken.
That's very true. He definitely does benefit from the Kraken Slayer in general, the most ADCs, and in general, burst damage is what Lucian does end up winning. Also does help him scale a little bit later into the game as well.
And it looks like Diana's actually going to pick up a Night Harvester this game.
She's looking to do some major damage here. She's looking for some single target utility and high damage. She wants to delete. She wants the Thanos side. 4 of 4 champion not found. I was like that's Oath's goal in this game.
Yeah, I feel like Diana's goal, Oath's goal is that he wants to get in. Either he wants to delete either the ADC or the Echo as fast as possible, or he wants to get in there and do as much damage as possible before he dies.
And that's his goal here, and I mean that's all he has to do. Why he waits for P-Clay to farm up onto that plat.
It looks like Vladimir is not going to go for that Night Harvester. He's actually going to go for the Rocket Belt, which kind of benefits him a little better since Rocket Belt is a little bit
gives him more mobility, gives him Magic Pen.
It gives him more mobility and gives him Magic Pen. I know that they I think they just they did. They just nerfed the movement, not the movement speed.
Ooh, Sunny looking for something into the mid lane here, but that's nearby, so is Gid here. They're looking for possible re-engage here, and that's exactly what we're going to go for. Sunny might going to be the target here, the R coming out, him as much as possible. Village Bridges there, a triple stun is going to land. Can they pick up a kill? Yes, they can. Flash coming out for Sunny might, but it's actually enough. Flash straight coming out from Gid. He's going to be able to pick it that one, but Zeppelin is on his way here, so is Rigatoni and Kiara here. P-Clay is OCQ, but they're going to be able to pick up a kill onto Matsumoto, and he's going to have to put it out of here. He doesn't have to pull up. Yes, he actually does. He's going to be able to flash over the wall here. He does have to his Q to give him a little bit of speed here, and looks like the Shelley is not going to be quite enough from Kiara, but a really good fight coming out for CU as the fight looked really good from the beginning, but they ended up coming back in the end.
That 3-man stun by Echo was amazing. That he turned the fight around by landing that stun, and then on top of that, it gave them enough time just for his team to just come back and just wipe the rest of Return of Middlesticks.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good play in general.
Yeah, that's a 6-3 Lucian now. You do not want to see a fed Lucian in games. You do not want to see that.
Definitely not here, but he is the only target that they need to focus down, and guess what? Little Six's comp is good at. They're good at focusing a single target down.
That
and
is
just
true.
doing overall damage. So, and it's an ADC on top of that. He's not tanky at all, so he's quite squishy. He can still get blown up quite easily, as Oath is still doing quite a bit of damage, and P-Clay is going to get to that point when he's doing damage, and Samira is Samira. Trinity Forces are going to be completed for good here, so he's going
It
to be
looks
doing
like
quite
both teams are setting it for Dragon. They want to get that. What dragon is it? It looks like they want to get that Mountain Soul Dragon, which is really good for Return the Middle Six, in my opinion. It would benefit both.
Topic is going to be used. It looks like they're looking for Zeppelin, but they looks like they're going to settle on to the support here. Bomb does have stand behind me, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Also taking another kill. He's 5 and 3. He's almost half the team's kills. He's more than half, almost 100% of the kill participation. Oh no, man, you gotta get that gold someplace else. Oh, it's gonna go on to action here. He's gonna face dive right out of here. The corner pick is going to be see if he can go into Macho. Don't take this one, and he does! Oh
And
my goodness! He takes another kill. Oh,
This
direction.
is not
This
looking good
direction
for
is
Return of
6
the
and
Middle
2.
Six.
Oh
Because
my goodness.
Since Thresh has all those kills now, yes, you're gonna get your support items faster, but your ADC and your carries are not gonna get their items quick enough. Samira's only one item where Lucian has an Executioner's and a Claw for his Warhammer.
Let's see if they can go something onto Zeppelin here. The flash test is not going to land. Play right back in. Don't take this one. Okay, thank goodness he did not. 600 gold Victor gonna go over the B-pots on the Samira. Thank goodness he did not take that one. I mean, this guy gotta learn how the S key works, man.
My question is, what was Zeppelin doing? Like, why was he so far pushed up? That made no sense. He knew that they were gonna be there. He knew that they were gonna, go straight to bot lane.
Taking quite a bit of damage from Gatoni. He's trying to do as much. He's trying to kill. He doesn't have the flash. Looks like he's actually going to go down here. The R is going to give him enough, but the Q flash coming up from Gatoni is going to be able to pick up that one for himself.
And it's like what you're saying. When Warwick gets his items, when Yorick can get his items, when Yorick can get in the late game, he just becomes a wrecking monster. He can just 1v1 anyone.
Ooh, Destin's going to land onto Zeppelin here, but he is onto this bot side. Bot's taking a lot of damage here. Looks like it's going to go right back into the bot breaker. The blade bow has already been used, causing a lot of damage here. Trying to push down a second. Fluky's going to pick. It wasn't quite enough. The R coming up from Smear, doing a lot of damage. And that is why you banned me a double kill going over to Zeppelin, but as well going over to B-pots.
And that just brings back Samira in the game, which is really good for her since her support took so many of the early game
over
kills.
the wall here. He can dash over with Oath, but looks like, oh no, here comes the Warwick here. Oath actually do as much damage as possible. He might be able to pick up a kill on Sunny Smite, but a lot of damage coming out here. See if they can't find a stun onto him. Rigatoni is on his way down here. Oath, I don't think he'll do this one, and Rigatoni gonna dig him a grave with that shovel, and he's gonna be able to pick up a kill onto Oath.
And yeah, it looks like CU is actually proving us wrong. It looks like they're actually they're going for the picks. I don't know why Return the Middle Six is not grouping up. They need to group up. They need to team fight. That's what their comp is, and they're just going in one at a time and just dying to CU.
Yeah, they just definitely gotta calm down. Rethink just in general their strategy. They want to group up, or at least in pairs, and just make sure that you have at least a equal trade, like a 3v3, 2v2, or 4v4.
Mm-hmm.
Because you should win those almost no issues with the composition you have lined up here. But if CU continues to get picks like this, then I mean, not much you can really do.
Like I said, now that, and it's no longer the Lucian that's fed on their team. It's now Yorick, and that's the person you do not want to be fed if you're the opposing team. Like I said before, Yorick is a great split pusher. He can just run you down if you don't pay attention.
Yeah, you definitely have to be really careful for the Yorick. He definitely has the ability to carry games. If this Yorick knows what he's doing, can split push really well, then he could definitely do this for CU when it comes to the later stages of the game. Phase I'm gonna go onto Oath. He's gonna be used, but really good art coming up. Looks like he's gonna be stunned out. Really good flash out to fail like a virgin from Oath. He's trying to find as much time as possible. I don't think it's gonna be enough art coming up. Money might, and it's not gonna be enough. Oath just not gonna be able to survive through that one. And
again, like I said, like why was Oath up there by himself? Why was he so far pushed up? He knew they had vision, and he knew they were around. And again, Return of the Middle Six keeps on going for the 1v trades, and that's not what their team comp is all about.
So you're gonna be put down into the top side here. He's gonna do some major damage onto this tower here. But to be really careful. Good, I guess, E for the future to dodge right outside of that W there from York, though. He's still gonna take about half his HP, though, as that maiden does so much damage. And that tower, the top side is still alive, but barely.
And it looks like Dragon is actually going to be up in 40 seconds, and that's going to be soul point for Return of the Fiddlesticks if they can get Dragon. And it's going to benefit them with an extra Mountain Soul. I mean, with an extra Mountain Drake on them. But
Yeah,
that's if they
definitely.
can attain it, because it looks like CU has this Dragon on lockdown.
Yeah, it looks like, in general, Middlesex really wants to Drake. They want to get that soul point. They want to control the pressure here. CU wants to tie up the Drakes here. The maiden is still alive. If you can take this out, York uses a lot of its fighting power. And there you go. You take that out and you start the Drake. York does not have one of his main abilities. Doesn't even have Flash up. His TP is not going to be useful in this fight. So in general, you should be able to just take this up. And this is the fights you want. 5v5 river fights. And now York doesn't have his ultimate here. So this is definitely something you really want to take. It looks like it's going to be used. Smite is going to go over the gate here, and it looks like the backline is actually going on. He's going to be able to pick up on Zeppelin here. Exo is going to go over the gate as he's going to be able to take out Sunny Smite. Passing so much damage with his ultimate. Going to get a shutdown onto Rigatoni, the 600 gold Vitcher. And looks like the Echo is going to be the next target here. He's trying to phase dive right out of there. Flash, that's it. It's barely going to miss here. Really good phase dive from Action to get outside of that one. Kiara and Ashton, the only two left alive, but maybe not any longer. Skid looking for the vault breaker here as he's looking to break that shield of Brahms. He's not going to be able to get through it as Brahm is going to be able to flash right outside of that one, but still they're going to continue this push here.
And that's exactly what Return of the Middlesticks need. They need the team fights, like you said. They just need to stay the group together. They need to just get the objectives together. They keep on just going off on their own, and they're just going to get picked by CU. And I think they're realizing that, because it looks like they're now grouping together. It looks like they don't want to, risk losing any more members, which is good for them.
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely adapting here, and that's what you like to see in games like this. But Control Wood is on both sides onto Ban here. Ban is the next objective here. It's 24 minutes, and either team could go for it here. And looks like they're possibly looking for something and get here, but he's going to be able to snap that one out and go ahead and walk right away.
Yeah, I don't see CU doing Baron this early. I don't think it would benefit them. I like how they are just keeping it locked down, though. Like, you can't do Baron, we're not going to let you, because they know that they lose team fights. They know that they're going to lose the objectives if they keep on team fighting like they did at Mountain Dragon. The other thing is, again, York is topside. Yes, I guess that benefits you, but York should be bot side, pushing in the lane as much as possible, because you already have the top side lane shut, and you already have the lockdown for Baron, and you have TP. So there's really no point of you being and staying top.
Yeah, in general, yeah, but they're going to continue doing that that's what happens when you pick a composition like this. You got to stick with it here. And looks like the entirety of Middlesex is going to be routing up here towards the top side here. Zeppelin and Cal, still bot side. They're going to be able to spread it out with Spidey senses that they can more for extract. The Goat is going to go in. Really good R is going to be there. And here comes Ratu with the test sentence. He is not going to be able to let it, but it does not matter. Blast over the wall. Peakling going to be able to pick up that one. Yet he's going to be able to pick up another one. Looks like they're going to go straight to Baron here. The Smite is down. The top laner is down. The only fed person is the Lucian. Not much Lucian can really do against this team here. The R is still up for Matsuru. Same thing with free pots here. There should be a free Baron going over to Middlesex unless a Miracle Steel can come out from one of CU's members.
And then again, like I said, like,
and they pick it up. I don't think they quite can there. Looks like they're going to go straight into that. Do pick up a kill onto Oath here. The protopick is going to be used. They're doing quite a bit of damage. Going to be able to pick up kill onto B-Pots. Zeppelin is doing so much damage to the wall. That's going to land there. So much damage from this Vladimir. Popping over the wall. Protobot is going to be used there. Can they pick up a kill? I don't think they can. Really good time minder from Action to get outside of that one. They do pick up 2 kills on 2 of the carries, but they lose 2 of themselves. But again, that's a worthwhile trade. 2 for 2, but you take away 2 Barons, you take that any day.
That is true. I do agree. It benefits CU a lot taking out 2, but it also benefits of Return of the Middle Six since they do have the Baron buff now. They do have the pushing power.
Yeah, they definitely can siege this up quite easily. And like you said earlier in the pre-game lobby, the only anti-siege really is Braum, and Braum's just not going to be enough.
Yeah, I do agree. Braum is not going to be enough to do the anti-siege, especially since they have the Baron buff now. It looks like Samira has now finished her collector, and she does have her executioners now, which is going to answer the anti-heal against the Warwick, and it's going to benefit them a lot more.
Yeah, definitely. See, the next dragon's coming up in 20 seconds. It is going to be Soul going over to middle 6, and see, you're trying to look into the night as much as possible, possibly turn this into a Soul Point and possible sword. So, about 10 minutes down the road, but again, this comp that middle 6 have is just so hard to fight into. P-Clay is now at his point where he does so much damage. So now you don't even have to just worry about the Diana or the Smear, but now you have to worry about the plan. Looks like back on Saturday, it's gonna go on here. Really good art coming out from Oath here, and looks like they're gonna be immediately get Zeppelin here. The art coming out. Money Might here trying to do as much damage to get as much as possible. The art coming out from Smear doing so much damage. Here, looks like the York is still alive here. Double kill going to P-Posh. He's gonna fall down to the York here. Double kill going over to P-Clay. Looks like Jay gonna be able to pick up one final kill on the back end there, and Ace gonna go over to Return of the Middle 6, and again, this is exactly the type of fights that they want.
I don't know what CU was thinking right there. They should have just gone for the steal. That Warwick should have just went around into the Return of the Middle Six's red side and tried to steal it as much as possible. While his other laner should have been pushing the sideways. They should have been pushing top as much as possible. They almost have that top tower. I don't know why they tried to contest it with a team fight. You know that you're going to lose the team fight in the first place. So why try to go for a team fight when you have lost every single team fight?
Yeah, definitely here. And they gotta learn from the mistakes in general. They cannot keep on team fighting like this. They gotta think of a strategy here. And this is gonna be Soul going over to middle 6. This is 3 Mountain Dragons. Now they're gonna be even harder to kill.
Yeah, that Thresh is gonna be super beefy. Now that he has
using those
Soul.
6 kills to good use, man. Let's see, what are you thinking if you're a CU fan or a member right now? What are you thinking? What do you want to do to get back into this game right now?
What they need to do, they need to let Yorick do Yorick things. They need to let Yorick keep on split pushing. They need to keep on forcing Return of the Middle 6 to focus the large group like they have been, but not with your Yorick. Your Yorick has TP. Let him do his thing by split pushing. You need to let him do his thing because he can 1v1 anyone on Return of the Middle 6 team right now. He has 3 items. He has his he has the Divine Sunder, he has his Hysterics, and he has his Thorn Mail with his Merc Tread. So he's going to be hard to kill in a 1v1. But the problem is that CU wants to do the team fight. So I don't see them doing that. I don't see them letting Yorick do his thing.
Yeah, you're definitely having a very short timetable at this point. 2 inhibitors are down. Baron is now down, but, you know, Elder Dragon could be the next target here. Baron coming up a minute and a half, and now they do have Mountain, so they're finally going to be able to get this first tier top tower, and everything's just going to crumble from there on. Mid is pushing, bot is pushing, Echo's not even there yet. Looks like they're just possibly looking for death first. They're possibly looking to dive here. Oath constantly looking for engages here.
And that's exactly you do not want to see from CU.
See if the kid goes up there and get here. Good is actually going to do especially to engage as much as possible, but Vesting Middle 6 isn't there yet. Good might possibly going to fall down here. He's going to fall down, but Oath into the backside once again. He's going to go golden here. See if he can pick up that lantern. It looks like he's going to be able to do exactly that. No kill trade is going to go over, but a lot of low health bars on CU's side, and they're looking to take this tower right here and right now. Next wave's on his way. Super's in the Nexus towers right now. They gotta back off. They have low health bars. You gotta give up this tower.
yes, you did take out their jungler. That is a good trade, but to be honest, it wasn't really. It doesn't really benefit CU. See, like what Echo was split pushing bot lane. Why was the Echo split pushing? Echo should be the one with the teammates, while Yorick split pushing. Yorick is a split pusher. He always has been a split pusher. Ever since he came out, he's a big split pushing champion. So why is CU trying to team fight with a split pusher? I do not understand this.
Yeah, definitely a lot of confusion of what the goals and plans on in general for this game in general. Like CU just seems so lost. They have kills, they have a good amount of gold, but they just can't use it. And Ban is spawned here. 3 minutes on the Elder Mountain Soul. Like I said, they could just take this most likely uncontested.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, you are right. Most likely it's going to be uncontested. Looks like CU is going to be rotating towards the Baron, but I think they already know that it's going to be gone. Most likely. I feel like if they try to contest it, they're just going to die.
If this is barely gonna miss there, oh my goodness. You're gonna barely be able to get on that one. Looks like it got his little cape there, but fortunately the
How do
cape does
you
not count as the
think?
actual champion.
How would you think CU to come back from this game?
I mean, I really don't see how they can. They need to buy as much buffer space for Rigatoni as possible for him to split push. But that's just not going to happen, and Sunny might possibly probably get caught out here. The Orb coming out there. Does that matter how far you go? That's going to land past Samara, and Beatbot's going to be able to pick up the kill. You know, it's going straight right back out to Zeppelin because Zeppelin's about to fall down. He will fall down. And there comes Samara right into the background, taking a lot of damage from the corner big, but the Motor Shirbo is going to proc here. I've taking a lot of damage. He's going to go golden himself here. One more Q cut strike is actually going to land, going to do a lot of damage. Locky going to make sure much he stays healthy, and Peakley now here doing so much damage and healing so much at the same time here. Look at Tony actually going to survive, but he's the only one left alive here. And looks like the next towers are falling down here. Others going backline, and I think that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 is going to go over the return to middle 6 off a really good draft.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just the draft speaks for itself. It looks like Return to Middlesex knew what they're gonna draft, knew exactly how they're gonna play the game. They came in with a plan and they executed really well. I think CU just needs to take a step back, reevaluate that draft, reevaluate the picks that you wanted to pick. If you were gonna pick a split pushing champ, let the split push with that champ. Don't team fight. That made no sense. You are ahead. You had the kill lead. You had the CS lead. You need this. You need to play with your team. You need to play what the champion's made for. Because if you play what the champion's not made for, as you can see, you're just going to get destroyed.
Yeah, York is usually not known for helping with team fights unless he is legit just that far ahead. And he was ahead in the early stages of the game, but it doesn't matter because middle 6 was so far ahead and they had a composition built around, winning team fights, and CU did not.
I totally agree, and you can even see with the gold lead. Like Samir had a 14 had a two almost 3,000 gold lead on the Lucian, and she was super far behind in the early game. They CU won the early game. CU had the early game. It just for some reason they tried to contest the team fights for the objectives. And I understand objectives mean everything, but when you build a team comp around a non-objective team comp, then you should play for those lanes, play for the side lanes, play for the you need to get your side laners ahead as much as possible. But it looks like I said before, it looks like CU just didn't really want to do that. They wanted the team fight, and I feel like they need to rethink their draft if they're going to do that.
Yeah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and send it to break here. Player of the game polls are open, and we'll be right back for game number 2. See you then.
Broken promises, oh, they just haunt me. I'm locked inside, these feelings can't be free. We were happy,
All right, everyone. So, after some quick deliberation, everyone seems to have voted on Mr. Matsuro 5 as your player of the game. His thresh was pretty clean, other than a couple of those flash hooks. But, I mean, overall, his team play was very good. He was able to set up his carries, his roams to mid lane were very insane, and he just played every team fight very well. Now, before we do get into the next draft, do we have any comments from our casters about last game and how both teams should reevaluate their strategies?
Oath is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
But no, CU need to rethink their draft and need to go in with a more solid plan.
Yeah, I agree. Also, support needs to learn to not steal all the kills. If CU was taking advantage of that, I feel like they would have stopped bot lane a lot more than what they did, because giving all those kills, giving that 4 kills, 6 kills to Thresh was just a really bad idea, because they were giving all their kills to Lucian, while Samir just had no damage whatsoever to answer Lucian's damage.
Yeah, like they just had no answer.
All right. We are ready to go into draft, so let's get that started right away.
Hold on a second. I do not have the draft link, by the way. I'm not even in the lobby, actually.
Same.
BTW. Don't worry about us, guys. Don't worry about us. We're non-essentials. We're not needed. It's okay. Yeah, it's all good. Alright, yeah, just making sure I got the spec link here so I can actually commentate over. Actually see what the opposing sides are choosing here.
Just let's see, it's loading for me right now. But it looks like from the stream it looks like CU does lose another ban, and it looks like the first 3 bans coming out is Kaisa Olaf from Return of the Middle Sticks, and then Caitlyn for CU.
Once again, same exact bans. Looks like both teams are happy with the bans that they were having, so I mean... Hey, if it ain't break, don't fix it. But that's a motto for both of these teams that they're just usually sticking out. Yep, but like Middle Sticks is just like, we're fine with the Kaisa, we're fine with the Olaf, we're fine with the Alawi. You can do whatever you want, but most likely see you just gonna ban out the Ashe once again.
Okay.
Samir, I think, gonna be banning out too.
I'm having some difficulties with opening the Pentaqueue, so I'm gonna look from the stream. Yeah, that's fine.
That would be absolutely amazing because I'm having the same technical difficulties. It is not loading.
All right, so I guess I will be taking over the spec link for the draft. So we see here is a first pick Thresh from Revenge of the Middlesticks, bringing it out again, seeing how it does. Considering how it did last game, I'm expecting it to do pretty well. Any comments?
He stole like 8 kills. And I expect him to steal 8 more.
Looks like a rehash of last draft with an Echo grabbed for CU. First pick. Now we're waiting for the second pick.
If I see a Warwick here, I'm actually going to give up hope.
Again, I don't know why they picked a mid laner here instead of picking their support ADC. There's 3 ADCs banned again, just like last time. It looks like CU is confident in their bot lane, but as you can see, Oath just rolled over Echo last time.
I get that Echo is a very good blind pick, and the Master Yi coming out number 2. Very interesting style. Echo does like to be a setup with a jungler, but I don't think Yi's a great pick, in all honesty. But if it is allowed to do what it wants, just farm up, not interact with anyone else throughout the entire game, I think it will be perfectly fine. Just
This will be the first time I've ever seen a U pick in competitive play.
it's weird that they picked their mid lane jungle first, but we'll see how the blind pick Echo goes. Let's hope Oath has another counter to it. Diana is still on the table, but he might bring something different out.
Here we see just with middle six run the exact same comp they
Seems
did.
as though they're running the Vi once again, coming out from Shade Slayer.
Vi's a really good counter into a Yi. Vi can just press R, stop Yi from queuing, and then on top of that, they have the Thresh hook, so Thresh can just hook as soon as Vi Rs.
Point and click CC, and the fact that you can't QSS knockups anymore makes playing this Yi out super difficult. He has no way of escaping any of the CC from Revenge of the Middlesticks right now. No way at all.
This he just doesn't get to play the game. That's fine. League of Legends. He doesn't get to play League of Legends this game. You gotta expect that when you pick this early.
As they do pick their third, it is the Fizz coming out to counter the Echo.
And
Oath,
Oath
you
is
lost a good opportunity to run back the exact same comp. For shame.
But Oath is a really good Fizz. I have seen Oath's Fizz, and it can just wreak havoc through the Rift. And especially against the Echo matchup, like, yes, Echo does have his Chrono Break when he has his R to go back, but with Fizz can just E. Yes, Fizz would get stunned in this thing, but I think Fizz is untargetable even when it's in his E. So I feel like Fizz has a better lane phase than the Echo does.
So CU do end up picking up an Alistar in order to match that Thresh roam that can happen. Pretty good champion to counteract the Thresh roams. And with the first ban of second phase, CU do opt to ban the Vladimir, not really liking playing against that champion very much. And I do agree he's very strong within this new preseason with many ways to itemize and to make himself just a completely different champion, depending on what he builds.
Yeah, I do agree. The Vladimir last game did make York's job a lot harder. He was there, but again, they didn't pick the ADC, so now Zeppelin is off to play either Lucian or something else.
Definitely.
And I don't think that's the thing you want to do.
So ROTM does ban out the MF, a power pick. Very strong in team fights, will allow that Yi to do what he wants because MF usually has prio. And with the Alistar there to peel away champions like the Thresh and the Vi and the Fizz, it would be pretty difficult to play into an MF as blue team. And the Renekton ban,
agree.
B4 Renekton banned out, B5 Renekton banned out. Renekton is a very good champion. Point and click CC again would make that Yi's life a living nightmare.
But they did leave the Mordekaiser up in the Orin and the Malphite. I'm surprised. The bans that going through is really surprising me. It looks like they're pyro banning bot, and then they last two pyro ban top. It looks like there's no really bans again going towards Oath. That just confuses me because, as you saw on that Diana, Oath was landing really good ults with that Diana. He was going in and executing what he needed to do. And again, another ADC ban is coming out for the Return of Middlesticks.
Poor Zeppelin, man. He just doesn't get to play League of Legends, man.
With that Ashe ban there, very strong pick, but the Jhin is picked up by CU, hovered, and actually locked in. I don't know how I like that into a Thresh, into a Vi, into a Fizz. Super immobile, may have super long range, but a little squishy.
No, I'm starting to see the same problem with the last comp with this comp. They don't have team fight at all once again.
Not just that, it just looks like they're thinking solo queue style. It looks like, oh well, these champs are good in solo queue, so that means they must be good in competitive. And that's not how competitive play works. Competitive play works, you have to think about your draft. You have to think about what's good with a champ and what's good with not a champ. Like Tristana Fizz. That's a great thing. Fizz ults, Tristana goes in, they're dead.
That Tristana pick is very powerful, especially into an immobile carry like the Jhin. But she is also able to buffer Alistar's combo, so it's good defensively and offensively with the Ornn picked up as the top lane for round or B5. Very interesting to see what CU can counterpick that with. The York does fare fairly well into that matchup, but I don't know if that's how they want to play it out, especially with a Yi, with an Echo, with a Jin. I don't think they can afford to go a split pusher champion.
Yeah, if I see a split pushing champion, like that would surprise me. But if I see it, I hope they pick it right.
So they do pick
I
a team
hope they
fighting
play it
champion
right.
with the Urgot. The Kraken Slayer is crazy on that champion. He's able to apply those autos so quickly. And it's very good into a champion like the Ornn, into the Thresh. Very tanky, but they get shredded by true damage. So we'll be getting into Champion Select soon, and there we'll have our casters give their comments throughout the draft.
I'm looking at you, Matsuro. I have the kill counters on my second monitor. Notepad ready and everything. Tally a kill, man. Let's see how much you're gonna rack up this time around.
I am surprised to see the Tristana pick coming out. I feel like Tristana's more of a solo queue champion than a competitive champion.
Her early game is very strong, but she's really harder to pull off when it comes to the later stages of the game.
Yes, Kraken Slayer does help her, have that late game scaling. She can delete, but the problem with Tristana is that she can be easily bullied because Tristana is a straightforward champion. You jump in, you E, you try to proc your E as fast as possible, and then you jump out if you can.
Yeah,
but by jumping in, you can easily sacrifice yourself, and you can easily just get outpoked and die.
Yeah, so you definitely have to be really careful when you use Tristana. You gotta have good positioning, but you're going against Jin with a Thresh. I mean, it's a very easy lane for Tristana and Thresh, so I expect Bebots and Matsuro to really, really let Zeppelin and Kira have this one in this game.
That is true. I'm interested in the bot lane with how the matchup goes, but in my opinion, all eyes instead of this game. Because like I said, like last game, I thought it was gonna be all eyes on bot lane. Whoever wins on bot lane was gonna win the game because that was the most scaling champ. But Return to Middle Six proved me wrong. Samir lost the laning phase, but still came out on top of the Lucian. So I feel like all eyes is going to be on the jungle and the mid lanes right now, especially this game.
Yeah, in general. I mean, I'm just like really excited to see how this mid matchup is gonna go again because it's roughly the same thing, right? Like you have the Fizz, which is a melee matchup that kind of somewhat does what Diana does, but now he has an ability to become untargetable. And I mean, that's such an annoyance for someone like Echo. We saw Oath be able to easily pull it off with the Diana. I feel like it should be kind of even easy, more so with the Fizz. So I expect Oath to just run circles around Ashe in this game once again.
And again, as I keep on looking at it, I do not like this Master Yi pick. I do not understand
I
why
don't know where
he
it came from, honestly. I really don't know where the Yi pick came from.
Because the way Yi is right now, yes, Yi is super strong if he gets ahead. If Yi can get his first two items before anyone in the game, he is super good and super strong. But the problem is, I feel like Return of the Middle Six, as they proven last game, are just going to run circles around him even harder. Because with Warwick, it's a harder time to invade a Warwick when you're playing Vi, but it's an easier time to invade a Yi. And you have the Vi Fizz with an Ornn, so his top side is most likely going to be invaded a lot of times. And then you have the Thresh Tristana in the bot lane, which is another really easy and to invade with those champions as well, because like you guys mentioned earlier, Jin is an immobile champion. He doesn't move as quick enough as Tristana does.
Yeah, Tristana definitely gonna be able to run around the map, be able to exert her dominance wherever she needs to exert it. And once again, if Middle Six goes even in this game, they're fine with it, as once again, CU just has no answer for the late game. They have a little less scaling this time around, though. They don't have the Vlad.
They
but
they
still.
have yes they have. I feel like CU has the scaling for this game because people do forget Jin when he gets up when he when it hits 30 minutes, when it hit I don't when it hits 25 minutes to 30 minutes, even 40 minutes in the game, Jin can carry games, yes. But the issue with that is that all their eggs are on Jin and Urgot to scale.
Yep.
And
That's
I feel
got
like
up to them.
yeah, I feel like that's not going to work out for them in the long run. Because, like I said before, it's hard to scale with Master Yi in a competitive environment.
Exactly. I mean, I'm quite interested to see what Senimite is going to do here with the Yi pick. I'm like really, really interested. But ladies and gentlemen, predictions have opened. Go ahead and put in your bets on who you think is gonna win this one. I'm gonna stick with middle sticks for this one. I just think again, the comp is just more rounded, more thought out, and just easier to pull off than CU's.
Yeah, I'm putting all my money on Return of the Middle Sticks. I agree. Their comp is thought out. Their comp is again based on team fighting, while CU is based on getting picks. And I feel like yes, that's good. Getting picks is a good idea. You do want to get picks as much as possible. But I feel like Return to Middle Six have learned their mistakes from last game when they were getting picked off. And then when they started grouping together, they realized they can just stomp the opposing team. Any last thoughts?
I mean, I really don't have anything else to say. This game is kind of like pretty much game number one, but the same thing, just slightly different champions, same play style.
No, what do you think the Yi's gonna go? Do you think Yi's gonna go Dustblade, or do you think Yi's gonna go Kraken Slayer?
I think he can go Dustblade here. There's not that many things he needs to worry about. He just needs to dish out as much damage as possible.
I can see him going Dustblade. I feel like going Dustblade would probably be his best option. They need to get as much damage out as possible. I can see Return of the Middle Sticks going for an early invade onto CU, just because their level 1 is a little better than CU's level 1. But I feel like that can also be a bad idea, because I feel like if Return of the Middle Six makes a bad call and one of them dies or two of them dies, and then it lands on the Yi, that's going to put a big difference in this game.
No, you definitely do not want kills on this. You do not want to give him fed. You do not want to give him buffer space that he needs to start snowballing and being the hyper carry he is. Definitely, as a former Yi main, I will say that it's something that you do not want to happen. Do you have anything else, Morven?
Nope, that's all I have to think about right now. I can't wait to see how this game turns out.
Oh, yeah. All bets on middle six for me. All bets on middle six for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Spectator Layer is about to fall down here in about 10 seconds. But when that falls down, I'm going to go into a quick loading screen here as we load onto the Rift. We'll see you then.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. Could see your face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come with me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is day 2 of the LAS Premade. It is CU versus Return of the Middle Six. Here on the blue side, we have Return of the Middle Six once again, and on the red side, we have CU here. And I mean, you guys heard what we saw in our predictions in the pre-game here. We do think Middle Six is going to be able to take this one, and look at this. They're already looking for something spicy here. See, they can't pick up something on Zeppelin. Oh, they're going to find him out there. He's going to have to be forced to flash. The flash, that's not going to be able to find it. Stargate to flash trade. But that is no flash on the ADC for another 5 minutes here. Better call that jungler real quick, as that is a free kill down in bot lane. And once again, CU looking for a play down into the top lane. Look, Middle Six even sniffing this one out early, and then bringing the entirety of their roster towards the top side.
Again, like they're going to the exact same play. They're going to do the exact same things, and I just feel like that CU doesn't want to adjust. They want to keep their game plan. They're thinking that, hey, we, if we just keep Yi on the blue and red side of the top side, it'll be better. But and overall, I don't think that's what you want, because this game is all about dragon control and all about bot side. And I feel like that's a way better position to start on the red and then go to the blue side. And that's what he's forced to do right now, which is really good.
Mm-hmm. He's just going to be starting up red buff here, per usual as any players. And he possibly may be looking for an early invade into Gid's jungle. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to be looking for an invade onto Gid here. He has a smite up. Yeah, technically has more HP. It looks like maybe a little bit of a fight possibly going out here, but looks like he was spotted and he's going to go in and walk right back out. Looks like he's not ready to commit to that play.
Which would have been really beneficial to the... Oh, it looks like there's a small skirmish going on the top lane.
Yep. Level 2 lead is going to go down to B-Bots and Matsuri once again, but not going to be able to land that death sentence, unfortunately, there. But still getting quite a bit of damage out onto Zeppelin and Gra here.
I kind of see... just how bot should go. Tristana, like you said, she shouldn't win the laning phase as hard as she is right now, but Tristana in the laning phase is actually like really hard to deal with, because if she gets that E on you and she gets that entire E stacks on you, it's hard to stay in lane.
The only good thing about facing a Tristana is that she can't freeze the lane, and look at that damage that one's doing to Rigatoni into the top lane here. That's a tank, I promise you for sure. Looks like going for a gank down into the mid lane here. Flash is going up from Acton, bot break is going to be used to get Ignite is also going to be used from the force action out of the lane. That's his flash gone. And maybe looking for something to the top side here. Sunny Might is here. Piglet trying to do as much damage as possible. Flash coming out from Rigatoni here. Red buff is still there. Piglet taking a lot of damage here. He's going to try to slow him down. He can try to flash it up. I don't think he's going to be able to get out. First blood going to go over to Sunny Might. No issues whatsoever.
That's actually beneficial for the Urgot and the Yi right there. But Orin did get Urgot Flash, which is good, because Orin hasn't used any summoners at all.
If he can continue to bullying Rigatoni once he comes back to the lane here. Doesn't even need you. Oh, hold that thought. Look at that. Really good death sentence. Play backwards. I don't think that's exactly what you wanted there, but there's still quite a bit of damage going on to Stefan below half HP. No summoner was burned, but still that's a lot of lane power there. And now they can head up towards Gid here and make sure that he can take this entire bot side jungle without dying like he did in game 1.
Again, like I know like the main thing you go on Alistar would be phase rush, but I feel like what saved the Jhin there was the Alistar's aftershock. And again, it looks like Return the Middle Six knows that their bot side is their win con. Is that if they can get their bot side ahead, if they can get their mid ahead, they can just leave top on an island because it's Orin. You don't need to worry about Orin. They're putting the Yi out of the game, and that's what they need to do. They need to put the Yi out of the game because, like I said, it's easy to invade a Yi with this team.
Yeah, definitely very easy, but you gotta be figuring out that his entire boss side is gone, taken away from Gid. Looks like it was gonna go in a really good trickster. Keep out of the way, and actually taking a lot of turret shots! Have to be careful there, and Oath gonna be able to pick up that one. Sent to the top side, UP taking a lot of damage from Rigatoni there, dealing a lot of damage as well, but he's gonna lose that trade pretty heavily, almost falling down there. He's gonna have to back off here, but what a misjudgment call from Ashton there as he took one too many turret shots there.
And that's really bad for the Echo right now.
He's down CS, and now in a volatile matchup, he's down a kill, and we already saw what happened from last game. What happens when you get down a kill against him?
And yes, getting down a kill against Diana wasn't that big of a deal. You were able to still stay in lane, but this time it's a Fizz. And that's a lot worse. You do not want to see a Fizz ahead because Fizz is a monster when he gets ahead. Once he starts getting items, start popping people, you can't play the game. All you're going to see is gray screen.
For a champion not found. Ooh, what an amazing death sentence. Split in the corners right through the minions. There's so much damage. We have to be really careful. The Knight Flash Auto will be enough. Monster taking the kills like per usual. Kill coming out from Zeppelin. Also not going to be there in time. And although the sport got the kill, it's still a kill. And Echo looking for something into the boss side, but not is going to happen. Ooh, very good death sentence. But get his here onto the boss side here. Still no open action. He has no flash. Base dive can go over the wall here. Looks like that's exactly what he's going to looking for. We're taking a lot of damage in the process. And Oath now level 6, Ashton not level 6. It could be looking for the Drake here. They have Fireman, they have Pyro Bot. TP is up in top lane. Level 6 Horn is almost up here. It looks like they are just gonna trade for the objectives here for Scuttle top for Dragon bottom. First Drake's gonna go over to middle 6.
That's not a really good trade. Yes, you do get vision topside, but why are you topside? You need to focus your bot. You need to get your Jhin ahead of the Tristana. You need to get your Echo ahead of the Fizz, because as you see, Echo almost lost a 1v1 against Vi. And you do not want to see that.
A lot of damage. It looks like they're trying to invade Gid's topside. Ooh, or is going to land it. He still does not have his ultimate. He's going to face dive right to that one. Oh, maybe possibly looking for something there, but once he realizes how much damage he doesn't do quite yet, he's going to go ahead and call it off. Also, not sure how close Ashton is to level 6. Ooh, looks like Domi's going to go ahead and flip over peak wave once again, and I mean, this is pretty much how that matchup goes. Early game, it does favor the Ornn, but once Rigatoni gets low some of those levels, get that one item there, he will just overall just win this matchup.
It looks like Urgot is not going to go Kraken Slayer. He has a Kindle gem. I'm confused what he's going.
Actually got to be really careful here. Pillar Switch is going to be used. He still has the corner break, gonna walk right back in for the shield here. But he's taking a lot of damage coming out there. He's gonna use the corner break right on top of Oak here. Please don't steal the kill trash. Thank you very much. Oak's gonna be able to pick up that one. Now he's 2-0 up on Ashton.
And that's really bad for Ashton. Again, they're taking trades. That's really weird. You know they had vision. You know they were down there. You have a ward in the jungle. You saw them hovering around. So why would you attempt to roam when your Yi was topside? Your Yi is staying top, and you're trying to roam down there when you know Vi has secured the bottom side of the jungle.
Yeah, in general, just you have to be really careful there. And Oath looking for something in the mid lane here, and again, he just constantly bullies out Ashton here. Ashton just does not get to play League of Legends at all when he faces against Oath. And it looks like Sunny's Might actually is going to be going for a little bit more of this more top prio. He's focusing top a lot this game, leaving bot on an island here. And Oath has to be careful. He's about to face check the Yi here. He puts a ward down. He does have Trickster coming up here. He's going to be able to get right outside of that one. The Alpha Side going to be used. A lot of damage going out. He's going right back in. That's not what you want. Oh, Shutdown gonna go over to Ashton as he is 450 gold richer, and that is not what you want to do at all. You get the flash on his fight, but you give over your shutdown, flash, and ignite. While in the process, Shelly's
That's a
going to be
lot
used
of
here.
gold going towards
And
the
he's going to go for the amazing bump against the fight, but that's one kill. Can he get another one? 1, 2, 1 more. Not even needed. A lot of damage coming up from the Alpha. Like maybe he can actually get us, and he might not going to be able to barely get it. Onan is going to be triggered here. He's going to be able to get a lot of CC out. Really good that it's going to land. And he comes right through to rocket jump. 1, 2, 1 more auto. There it is. Beatbot's going to be able to pick up a kill on Tony here. And there you go. Amazing fight going over to return the middle 6, even after Oath misplaying a little bit.
Yeah, that benefits Return of the Middle 6 a lot. Yes, you did leave Jen down there to get some more XP.
Oh,
to get some more
Marshall is looking for
CS.
something here. He's gonna find a play onto Goddess here. He now has level 6. He has the box ready and dandy. Looks like he's trying to do as much as he can. He's gonna be able to land the death sentence once again. Flash coming out there. He does not have his ultimate. A lot of damage is going out. Matsuro taking a lot of damage, but here comes Oath. He's gonna land the arc. Kill goes over to Matsuro. Stealing kills again. And it looks like that kill is actually going to go over to ADC finally here. And Beatbot's going to be able to pick up a kill. Matsuro another one. And it's 2 for 1 going over. But wait, not quite done just yet. Actually, going to be able to get out of that one. Bot breaker quite not in main turn. 8-3 in lead of middle 6.
Yeah, it looks like this game, again, it's just, instead of like of CU winning the early game like last time, it looks like Return of the Middle 6 realized, hey, they don't really have a team fight composition, they don't have a team fight comp. We can just go in as a 3v 2, as a 4v2, as a 5v5, and still come out on top.
Yeah,
and that's all because they picked Yi. Yi changes the game quite a bit, and yes, Yi can be good ahead, like everyone, because he's Master Yi. He does a lot of damage.
It's a Rigatoni here. Rigatoni takes quite a bit of damage. Peak Lane now has the Ninja Tabby plus 2 cloth armors with Bambi Cinder. Not much damage Rigatoni's really going to be able to do at that point anymore.
No, I just checked chat to see, yes, Tristana does have 2 kills, but she is super far behind on CS.
A lot of damage going on. Rigatoni once again here. Another trick going out. The one order is going to be triggered here. Looks like he is possibly going to go for a kill. One more auto is going to be enough. Peak Lane going to be able to pick up a kill here. Someone's going to be really good day. One more auto will be enough. Peak Pot's on a killing spree here. Guys, get the hell out of town. Mention is not even needed. Ball Breaker is going to be used. Actually going to be able to pick up a kill. The auto is going to go off from Fizz here. Both going to be able to get as much damage on Goddess as possible. Can Goddess fall down here? So might trying to do as much damage on it. A really good test is going to land, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to go over to Ashton. Your Othos is going to be able to pick up a kill for himself. He's going to try to do bite outside of that one to land in the tail, but a triple kill is going to go over to Ashton. Looking for a quad. That's since it's not going to land. I think that's a good thing here. It looks like Drake is going to be next on the market here for CU here, as that was an amazing fight for them to turn around this game.
That was an amazing team fight. CU realized that Return in the Middle 6 kind of pushed. They kind of overextended against the Jin because Vi took a lot of tower shots during that fight, so that gave opportunity for the Yi to just come in and the Echo just come in and just clean up the house.
Yeah, and I mean that's really good for Ashton. He's now back in the game. He's down CS, but it doesn't matter because he's actually still up gold over Oath right now. It's only by 200, but it's still something. Beatbot's actually looking for something onto Zeppelin here, see if he can't pick up something. He's doing a lot of damage. W first is there. A lot of damage going out on both ADCs. A really good play coming out. Really good death sentence here. The curtains are going to be pulled open by Zeppelin here, trying to do as much damage as possible. Matsuro, once again, man, it would not be a middle 6 game if he did not steal even more kills from his ADC. And Zeppelin going to be able to pick up one. Matsuro is going to be able to pick up another one. Overall worth for CU as the ADC actually gets the kill.
Yeah, that benefits Jin a lot more. Jin does have more CS, and now he has a kill on top of his CS lead.
Looking for the top stand here. Really good pop break is going to land. Now is going to be used once again. Peak Lane looking for a kill there. The play buff is going to be enough, and Peak Lane is now on a killing spree.
That's really bad. Like you want your Urgot ahead, yes, but I feel like Urgot needs to realize that now Yi realized his mistake. He realized that Yi needs to be down the bot lane more. So I feel like he should have not pushed up so much because he should have realized that Vi wants to be on the opposite side of Yi. Oh, hold my thought. It looks like a
Watching,
fight going on.
watching these mid laners fight is just the most hilarious thing because they're about the same gold bull. One has Night Harvester, the other one has Proto Bell. They both have Control Woods, they both have Corrupting Potions. Echo's the only one that has a D-Ring over. Oh, wait, hold that thought once again. Guess it is going to land. Actually, not Flash coming out from Sunny Smite, but...
And you do not want to stand next to your Jin with that bomb, me. That was really bad. That took a chunk of Jin's health.
Yeah, that's more free damage going over to the bot lane of Return of the Middle Six. They'll take that any day of the week here. And so far, Middle Six in a really good position once again.
And it looks like Yi did go for the Kraken Slayer. Was kind of interesting because he went Halo Blades. I feel like if you're gonna go Halo Blades, you want to go the Dust Blade route. And the reason that is because you want to get as much damage as possible done during that 3 seconds of Halo Blade proc.
Looks like Shelly is going to be started up here. Sunny Smite's on his way here. Oath is going to be able to spot him out here. A lot of damage to Oath here. Really good fixes. Right to that one. The R is coming out there. The truck goes yum yum yum. Really good owner is going to be triggered, but Pale like a Witch is going to fight duty. That's a really big stun there. I have to be really careful. So this Nuke have enough damage. He's going to be able to find the shutdown onto the point there. 600 gold victory, Ruger turning to be the next target here. Walker Steps not quite up yet. Are going to be used there, and Ruger turning to walk right back in to range of the Blasphemy, but Oath is there just in time to pick it up with a style of his own. Chick's still going to be able to pick up that one, and that is going to be a 3-4-1 in favor of Return of the Middle Six.
But that is a lot of gold going towards the Jin. Jin does have a huge CS lead down in bot lane, and now he has tower gold from getting tower. But yes, it benefits the Return of the Middle Six before because, like I said, CU can't team fight. They have no team fight composition. They can't go into the
Really gonna maybe get another charge up. If that's gonna happen, another fight's gonna go off here. Looks like Goddess not gonna be able to get the headbutt pulverized off. Rigatoni is on his way, but not in range for the knock and the drag over. And it is gonna be 5 members of CU down in the mid lane here. We're playing ARAM today, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't Summoner's Rift anymore. Peak collecting a little bit of damage here, but nothing that he can shrug off here. And it looks like Sunny Smite. Ooh, looks like Othoki for a kill onto his man. Look at that damage though. Instantly gonna get deleted there. Now Ashton's gonna be the next target. That's really gonna miss. Ballbreak and not gonna be able to find a target. The R coming up in a few seconds. We're good there. Really good headbutt from Monster. Gonna fight 2 Flash coming up to get the victory stage alive. Peak taking a lot of damage there. Ballbreak is going to be used. And the R coming up. We're trying to be able to get the execute up. Getty's gonna be finding a lot of fear there. Earth's gonna go golden with the stopwatch. So he has to use it. C-Flex to get out of the penalty. It's gonna be used by a shutdown. Gonna go over to Ashton here, and that is not what you want at all if you're a mid-6 fan.
No, see, look what happened. It looked like Fiddlesticks tried to, or not Fizz, Oath tried to go and assassinated the Jin. But the problem with doing that is that Jin has an Alistar. So you can't get on top of Jin. Even if you are Fizz, you're not going to be able to get on top of him because he has Alistar and he has Urgot just protecting him. And I don't think it looks like both teams are going to start up Dragon. It looks like it's going to go to...
Yeah, picks up. No contest from Middle Six. They don't even want to try to contest it at this point. So they're just going to give that one over to CU without any contest. But they're still in okay standing. They're still up in gold at the current moment. But they got to be careful. They cannot throw this game away.
I'm looking at the builds. I do not agree with the Urgot build. I don't know why he went Divine Sunder. I don't think that's a good item for Urgot because I don't think it works with Urgot W.
As you don't think it reactivates every time it comes back up. I actually don't know. I wouldn't think it is because it's technically inactive that stays on consistently. Kind of like how Singed Q is the same way. I don't think it would activate. So yeah, it is a little odd there. Maybe looking for something on the Sunny Smite here. Seeing quite a bit of damage. The Shark is going to miss. Hepa is going to be used. Legend is there to get to safety. He's going to be able to get out of that one without any casualties on both sides.
Yes, Return of Middle Six has a kill lead, and that you would think, well, having a kill lead, that's good for me, good for us. But CU has a really good opportunity, has actually a really good opportunity to win this game. They have 2 Dragon Souls. I mean, not souls. They have 2 dragons. They have 2 towers, and they almost caught up in gold. And they're CSing. Half their teammates are CSing better than the Return of Middlesex laners.
That is very true. They are catching up in gold here, which is something you always want to see. You just got to keep in mind, 3 of the kill gold is also sitting under Matsuro right now. So, it wouldn't be a Middlesex game if he didn't steal a couple of kills and made the game harder on himself. But, that's just League of Legends in general. That sentence barely going to be able to dodge up from Rigatoni. And both these teams are just playing super conservative.
Yeah, I do agree. It looks like Orin is gonna soon hit his power spike at level 14, which is gonna be really good for Return to Middlesex if he can get that. I feel like Orin needs to be in the side lanes right now so he can hit that level 14 power spike.
Yeah, he has to be able to upgrade not only his item, but his allies' items on top of that.
I feel like CU is playing the better composition right now. They have one top, one bot. They know that they need to push out the side lanes. They have side lane pushers for a reason. And I feel like
it's not going to land. Play is there. It's definitely going to be able to get right out of that one, and this is definitely not what you want to find here. Also, looking like he's going to fall one more auto. It's going to be enough shutdown. Going to go over to Zeppelin here. Looks like Oath is going to try to fight. Bubble Buzz is going to be able to win onto Jit. He's going to have to use Ball Breaker, but the Alpha Strike is there, and he's going to try to use hard to buy as much up as possible. That kill is going to go over to Rigatoni. No shit whatsoever. Oath looking for kill onto Action here. Will be able to pick it up. No, he cannot. This is not good at all. But we turn to the Middlesex at all. What a swing of momentum for CU here as they went out mid, they went out bot, and now they're going to pick up Baron. They're looking to wear purple, and they're looking to bring this into a game 3.
Yeah, that flash from Thresh was really bad. I don't think Thresh should have flash hooked someone because you had wards there. You knew that CU laner, CU's jungler, and like Urgot Yi was hovering around, baiting the Thresh to go in, and Return to Middlesex fell for it, and CU came out on top on that.
Yeah, the gold is now not even anymore. It is actually in favor of CU at this current moment. And, I mean, Middlesex needs to get some dragons. They need to get some towers. They need to start farming up.
They need to let Orin keep on side laning, keep on getting that solo XP until he hits level 14. Once he hits level 14, he can start upgrading items, which is going to benefit them a lot more than just grouping together and just trying to look for picks when they know they can't look for picks.
Yep. He must make sure he takes that away from the enemy support. Goddess, Sandy Goddess, no, these are my Raptors.
And then Alistar's build going for a Frostfire Gauntlet. That's actually quite interesting. I have never seen this item on Thresh before.
Yeah, I mean, he's going for it. He's trying something, and
I mean, not Thresh, I mean Alistar.
Ooh, are going to land onto the Yi here, see if they can't pick up a kill. Light damage is going to go onto him, but the next target that's going to be acting here. Are coming out from Gid here. He's going to use the Chrono Break, but the Matsuo is there. That's not going to land on. Oh my goodness! Shutdown is going to go over to the support once again. Matsuo, you gotta learn to hit the S key, man. Oh no, that's not good at all.
Him taking those kills is not really good.
It's triggering me because I'm an ADC main. Ooh, a lot of damage coming out to the top side. They do end up picking up the dragon here, but Tony trying to do as much damage as possible to Premade here, and they're both doing quite a bit of damage to each other. He's going to eat a tower shot there. Looks like they're going to see if they can't do anything into mid lane. They're going to see if they can find something really good pulverized there. It's going to be able to, bait out the flash coming out from Vi here, but God is taking a lot of damage. That's it's going to land, but he's going to be able to right outside of that one. Premade is actually in position to possibly do something here. The Ornhorn is ready and up. Yi is here and ready though. Flash Vice is going to be able to find Matsuo. He's going to be headbutt right back into the team. Play is going to be used, but the Fist is going to do lots of damage to Goddess here. Also looking for a kill. He will be able to find it. Trickster out of there. I don't think he can get out of this one. A double kill going over to Alistar. And here you go. Finally, some kills going over to the enemy support. Finally. Goddess saying, I am done with this. I want some kills for myself. They're treating their support so kind, giving them so many. including the shutdowns. He wants part of the party, and he got himself a double there. But CU gonna go ahead and pick up a mid lane second tier tower, and still a pretty good overall well fight for them.
Yeah, I don't. Oh. I don't know exactly what was going on. It looks like Thresh and Alistar kind of passed each other, and as soon as Alistar saw his echo coming up, Alistar was like, "Oh, we can fight this," and they went in and they executed it really well.
Let me find here. You got it, Andrew. Yeah, and it's counting up. 25-12, 25-13. Ooh, a fight going on here. Semi-Smite taking a lot of damage. One, two. Alright, fight going on here. The R is going to land a really good Alpha Strike. Is going to be able to bait out Oath here. Really good amount of damage coming out. And it looks like Oath is going to go golden here. Can he get out this one? He's going to go right through the minions there. But Sunny might going to be able to pick up that kill without any issues whatsoever here. And Oath got to be really careful when he wants to fight the Yi here. And Ashen looking for a kill of his own. Deadly Push is going to land here. Looks like he's going to be able to find another kill. And it looks like this game is slipping right over to the side of CU as they're looking to bring this into game 3 with style.
Yeah, so the comp, at first, if you look at CU's comp, like, oh, it shouldn't work, but CU's telling us wrong, and like, no, this comp is going to work, and it's because of the mistakes Return of the Fiddlesticks been making. Oh, looks like there's
going out here. Action is gonna see if he can't burst down. Oh my goodness, that damage. Ruat's gonna get the absolute duty, but Zeppelin in action here. Actually gonna go onto Matsuro here. Pico trying to do as much as he can. Oh, this here are not going to land. He's looking for something onto the enemy ADC. He tricks it over the wall. Headbutt pulverized from Goddess here. Taking a lot of damage, flashing over the wall. Alpha Strike not quite landed, but a flash coming over. Actually gonna be able to pick up that kill. Pico gonna be able to find himself a trade here. He's gonna flash over the wall, but he's gonna fall through with the Alpha Strike. Double kill gonna go over to action here, and this may as well be GG here, or possibly just an inhibitor here, as Jid is still alive.
It looks like CU is gonna go for the end.
Yep, looks like they're gonna go for the end. They might be able to get this tower here, but the bot is up. A lot of damage coming up from Gid. He's gonna be able to pick up a kill onto Zeppelin Lover here. Next kill is next target is gonna be Action here, but he's not gonna be able to pick that one up though. And it looks like Beepos actually picked up a kill onto Sunny Might there on the back end right when they spawned. So that was actually 2 kills going over to Return in the Middle 6, and the kills are not even, but still a 6k gold difference here, and CU still in the lead here.
Yeah, I feel like the CU just kept on. They're playing their comp correctly. Return of the Middle 6 is not really playing the comp as much. Like Oath keeps on going and trying to 1v1 PE.
They might actually be able to pick up this Baron here. I don't think they're gonna have enough time. Sunny Smite still is dead here, and Sunny down to half HP. Alice's already down to far side. It got on his way, so there's the Yi on his way once again, but I don't think it's gonna be enough down to 2k, and I think it's gonna go over to 10-6, and yes, it will. That is 1,500 gold going over as total as a team, and that's gonna close the gold gap a little bit. Is gonna give himself a little bit more buffer room here. But the next dragon is coming up. This could be soul point for whatever team gets it. And I'm pretty sure this is going to go over to CU. That is still 5 more minutes until Middle 6 really has to worry about it. And they do have Baron. They can buy themselves some time. They can look for picks, and they can look to turn this game around.
I feel like the trade that Return of the Middle 6 and CU made was it's actually beneficial for CU, because that's giving them an extra Ocean Dragon. It's not Ocean Soul yet, but getting that health regen is so much better than getting Baron at the moment.
Yeah, they just need to wait it out. They just need to wait Baron out and then just go for the soul at that point. They really don't even need to try to end the game until they get Ocean Soul. So in general, yeah, they could just wait it out. But if Middle 6 can actually make something work with this Baron power play, then they could maybe turn this game around.
Yeah, no, I do agree. It's still anyone's game. Both sides are, even in kills. Yes, there is a gold lead for a CU, but Return of Middle 6 is coming back.
Oh, Oath actually going to be caught out here by Ashton's here. A lot of damage going on both sides here. It's about half HP on both mid laners here. R is not going to land onto Oath. Going to be used. Oath has to get out there. Really good tricks to make sure he cancels that auto attack from the phase dive. Get is on his way. The Vault Picker was used. His ultimate is up. Flash is also, but it looks like I'm going to go ahead and call off that trade. So it's an ult for ult trade. Ignite was used from Oath though, however.
And that's what you want to see from Echo. You want to see Echo literally forcing Fizz to fight, because Echo now can just 1v1 Fizz. You would think that an Echo shouldn't be able to 1v1 Fizz, since Fizz does have a giant lead. But since Echo now has three full items and Fizz only has one, Fizz can't fight him anymore.
See what's gonna happen here. Oh, you standing on the board there. Dustin's going to land. A lot of damages go out, and you just get absolutely glued. How about the lives is going to be used. Flashes there, and really good distance once again. Is going to be used from Goddess. I don't think it's going to be enough. Who's going to be able to pick up this kill? Thank goodness it was not Matsuo. Double kill going over to B-Pots, and that is something you want to see right now. If you are middle six, you're able to find 2 kills. You're able to stall out a little bit longer. Buy into the boss side is going to be able to pick up this tower. You're getting more gold for your team. On top of that, giving yourself more map pressure. You need that right now. Thankfully, only 1 inhibitor is taken, and you don't even have any other open inhibitors. Kid is actually going to be able to find the Ashton right here, and he's going to try to get away as fast as possible. He does not want to fight Ashton just quite yet. Looks like he actually is going to go for doing a lot of damage. Won't be able to pick up the kill shot. They're going over. Looks like Zeppelin is going to be in a lot of trouble. That is an AP Assassin post 30 minutes into the game there. Zeppelin, you got to be really careful, buddy. You cannot walk up that far. And there you go. That could be what middle six needed. They're going to be able to get quite a bit off of this play. They're going to have to be really careful, though. So anybody's here, they're going to be able to pick up the tower. They're taking quite a bit of damage here. Before trying to do as much damage as possible. You're going to be able to rocket jump out of it. That sentence going to land, but you do not want to pull in Alistair anywhere closer. Sunny might trying to do as much damage, but look into the boss side here. They got another tower. Top side, once again, Peakley got another tower. There is no more tier 2 towers left on the map for CU. So yes, they did give up a kill on Oath, but they were able to get Zeppelin, they were able to get Ashton, and they got multiple towers and their inhibitors respawned.
Yeah, that benefits Return of the Fiddlesticks so much now, because now they has closing the gap on the goal lead. Plus of that, they have all the towers. Yes, CU does have gave Return of the Fiddlesticks a inhibitor exposed, but that's mid inhibitor. Mid inhibitor is the hardest one to get of all the inhibitors, especially into Return of the Fiddlesticks' comp, because they win the team fights.
Ornaments are coming through, ladies and gentlemen, as I like to call them. Now, Orn items in Season 11 are so huge. They give you so much, because, like, they upgrade the Mythic item, right? So now everyone's guaranteed to have it. Now, because usually people would, oh, wait, hold that. Thought they're going to be looking for something onto Karma there. A lot of damage going, Ice is going to be locked down and beaten down. Order is going to be triggered, and he looks like he's going to go for something on to Zeppelin there. Beatbot's on a rampage, which they're going to go ahead and give Goddess up, but they're not done chasing a flash. That sentence is going to land. It looks like Peakley is going to be able to pick up that kill. Oath is going to throw his art onto Ashton. They're doing a lot of damage. It looks like Ashton is going to go golden here. Ball Breaker is going to be used. Breaker is going to do a lot of damage. One more auto. Beatbots is now unstoppable. 3-0 for the side of middle six. It looks like they're going to push right down in mid lane. They do not have a wave just yet, but it is now on its way. They're tanking for the minion there. 5,000 IQ play, tanking for this lonely castle so they can pick up that tower. It is still 20 seconds for the Alistar, 10 seconds on Zeppelin here. They can continue to push if they want. It is still a 5v3. They're looking to end this game right now. Riccatoni, see if you can find something onto Oath. It's going to be a huge trick to get out. Really good distance by outside the output side. Looks like they'll be able to pick up another tower. Riccatoni could be the next target here. Shutdown going to go over to get here. Zeppelin's going to be the only one left alive. 1 more second on to Goddess here. Really good distance once again is going to be able to find Zeppelin once again. Beatbox is now dominated. Really good headbutt right back into the Nexus turret, but it's not going to matter with Fountain My Bad, and Return of the Fiddlesticks is going to be able to pick up that win there. Oh my goodness!
And going back to what
fast.
you...
It was switch of like it was a comeback between another comeback.
And the reason Return of the Moses came back, because I just realized Orin was upgrading items. I should have realized that he was upgraded. Orin is level 17, and he had gave everyone but support a upgraded item.
Gotcha, man.
And giving the upgraded item to with Orin upgraded items, as Sheep was talking about, is insane this season, because it doesn't upgrade. You don't upgrade legendary items. No, Orin upgrades mythic items, and the mythic item upgrades are just huge in this game.
There we
Any
go.
comments?
I mean, yeah, they're just absolutely ginormous. I mean, you just gotta watch out for those ornaments. They give so much damage. It's ridiculous. I mean, the Kraken Slayer upgraded gives 85 attack damage and 40% attack speed. That's insane. That's more than what old IE used to give. Like, that's just absolutely insane, and that's just on a single item. Plus the attack speed on top of that you get from it. It's just ornaments just add so much, and that's why Ornn is such a strong champion in
And
general.
just looking at the Fizz. Yes, Fizz died a lot, but with the upgraded Night Harvester, he had 120 ability power plus 400 health on top, like for that item, which is insane for Fizz. So Fizz can just go in there, do as much damage, and just let Tristana finish the rest.
Yeah, and I mean that Tristana, Peapots knew what to do. He knew how to position. There's a couple hiccups every now and again, but like in general, he knew where to position. He knew how to play Tristana, and he did a really good job. And I mean, again, Matsuro, man, second monitor notepad with how many kills you've stolen, man, or taken, stolen, whatever you want to call it, securing. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw those those shutdowns go towards him, I was like, "Oh no, middle sticks.
And
This isn't looking
that's
good for you."
what put Return of the Middlesex so far behind when they were losing fights, is because Matsu was taking the kills. He was taking the shutdown golds, which you do not want on a support. You do not want to give a 600 shutdown gold to your support. What is their support going to do with a 600 shutdown? Not really much. Yeah, you're going to be more tankier, but it's not going to benefit you as much as it would your Fizz, your Vi, even your Orin would benefit more for the shutdown gold than your support would. But I just got told that the poll is open now, so whoever you thought was player of the game, make sure you vote.
I don't know about you, man, but I may give him so much crap for it, but I think Thresh deserves that one right there.
You think I think it goes to Orin. I think Orin played an amazing game. He got camped all game by the Master Yi and still came out with the most level lead, because he knew that he needed to get the item upgrade as soon as possible for his team to win the game. And
It
plus, on top of
definitely
that,
it definitely goes
those Orin
between
ults were really good.
Beepots, Matsuro, and Peakler. They all played
Mhm.
really well. Oath decided to turn off his monitor. No offense, Oath. I love you, man. It seemed like in some of those later fights, but he came up back in the end with some of those team fights and was able to do a lot. And Gid was just solid in general. He was really consistent. He did what he needed to
That
do.
is
He
true.
got his engages. He got his ultimates. He was even able to get a solo kill on to Ashton, which was super far ahead on to Echo here. And I mean, he did a phenomenal job.
If I
But
had to
I
give
mean, everyone
MVP,
did a phenomenal
if
job.
I had to get MVP to anyone from CU, it would either be Ashton or Zeppelin. Both of them played really well. They tried their hearts out. They were super ahead. Jin kept a CS lead the entire match, which is really hard to do with Jin, to be honest. It's really hard to CS with Jin. Yes, you do have your Q lead, but against a Tristana who just has a wave
You can't
clear,
just
it's
massively
insane.
clear waves or yeah.
So for him just to be able to keep the CS lead, to try to keep in the game, to keep almost trying to keep the item lead that he had, was really good.
Yeah,
And
that was an amazing game, ladies and gentlemen. Return of the Middlesex gonna be able to, you know, come back from a game that, the enemy team was coming back from, twice. So that was a
that's why they're
really
called
fun
Return of the Middlesticks.
game. They
They
returned
return the game.
the redemption arc, man. It looked shaky, but the redemption arc came back and they were able to come back from that one. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for the games tonight. I will most likely not be here by the time the break comes back. Woven might be for any time of after play of the game breakdown. But until then, I'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Let me call you tonight, and I need you in my life. Baby, I miss you so much. Sick of love, but I need you in my life. Sorry, love, but you don't have to fight. Let me come and let me hug you tight. I'm sorry, love, but you don't have to fight. Let me make it better, I will sing to you. Shawty, you so perfect, let me fall for you. Sorry to know you're all alone tonight. Yeah, closer to you, falling. Sorry to know falling. Sorry to know you're all alone tonight. Yeah, close enough love, but I need you in my life. Sorry, love, but you don't have to fight. Let me come and let me hug you tight. Sorry, love, but you don't have to fight. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, falling for you. Let me call you tonight, and I need you in my life. Baby, I miss you so much. Let me make it better, I will sing to you. Shawty, you so perfect, let me fall for you. Sorry to know, sorry to know you're all alone
All right, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, we had a couple of great games tonight, and we also have the same player of the game from both games, Mr. Matsuro5, coming out here with the Thresh once again, being able to just do whatever he wanted, run around throughout the entire map and just play the game that he wanted. Pretty crazy that he was able to get it through both games. Pretty sure he was known for his Thresh, and the fact that it got through game 2 was pretty surprising. I was expecting it to pull a ban, but one thing for sure that I do know is that it is a nice team for Thresh to play into. With the Yi, the Jin, and the Urgot, he's able to interrupt a lot of the things that CU wanted to do. With the Urgot dash, it can be interrupted after the dash has actually gone on. You cannot QSS any knockups, which is something that Yi, unfortunately, doesn't like. He really needed a QSS, but QSS does not do that in this new season, ever since Season 11 did drop. Jin, on the other hand, did have the Gale Force, but unfortunately just wasn't able to do enough from the long range. And overall, I think there was a slight identity crisis with the whole CU team. They picked Urgot, Yi, and Echo. Unfortunately, I don't think those champions synergize very well. Yi is a very big outlier. Urgot is a very strong early game champion with that one item spike of the Kraken Slayer, but unfortunately we saw a Divine Sunderer come out from Rigatoni, which I think was not the best buy, especially into a champion like Ornn. And Urgot with high base stats, high base AD, is pretty good with Kraken Slayer since it does scale off of total AD. Echo was a good pick. He was able to do whatever he wanted into the Fizz for most of the game just because he's able to R back past level 6. And Alistar did try their heart out. It was incredibly difficult with a Fizz, Ornn, and Vi jumping onto the 3 carries of the Yi, Echo, and the Jin. And unfortunately, Urgot did not really fit into the comp very well. I think it would have been better to either pick a tank or more of a bruiser that can engage fights with wide AoEs, such as an Aatrox or an Aurelia. Even a Darius with Ghost could have been very good here. And one thing I did notice is there was not much TP usage out of Ashton, unfortunately, and I think that could have turned a lot more fights, especially in Game 1. He did start using it more in Game 2, but Game 1, they really needed those TPs bot and top. And Mr. Wolven, do you have any other comments before we do end tonight's stream?
The only thing I can say is that it looks like both teams look like they had a game plan. It looked like CU wanted to just get their jungle as fat as possible, get ahead with CS items. The only issue is that the champions they chose for it was good but not good.
I have to agree with you there.
The Warwick was really good because the Warwick has a really good early game. He can just go in, invade the Vi, and cancel her. But picking with the Urgot, it just didn't work well because you had your Urgot trying to team fight while your Echo, who's a huge damage dealer. Because I was looking at last game, Echo did 30,000 damage that game. He was the sole carry for their entire team.
Unfortunately, what I do think they did try and do was to try and split up their comp more into a 1-3-1 with Urgot Yi either splitting on one side with the Echo on the bottom side. But it's really hard to play that out, especially when the other team has a lot of catch and is able to just jump on you from such long range with the Vi R, the Fizz R, the Ornn R. Pretty good non-committal engage. Right?
Because they were doing I agree because they were doing really well with that. CU was actually was getting picks like Oath was trying to 1v1 the Echo when he could not 1v1 Echo. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Tristana. Tristana tried to 1v1 Echo and stuff like that. They were trying to do the 1v1s and it wasn't working out. But when we turned to Fiddles, when they realized what their mistake was, that they needed a group on these fights, when they realize, Echo can't kill us all. It's exactly what CU's down problem was, because their entire gold lead, their entire kill lead was on the Echo.
Yeah, with the Echo going 9 kills that entire game, it was pretty crazy. But he did get caught out a couple times, was not able to E the Thresh hook. And unfortunately, was not able to do what he needed to do to carry his team to victory, which would have brought them to Game 3. But overall, I do think CU does have to go back to the drawing board with their drafts. From what I've seen, they've usually picked an off piece to what they tried to do with their, like, I guess what they, like, with a game plan. For this time it was the Urgot, last time was the Yorick. They just didn't have a clear plan. They just picked top laners that didn't really fit, unfortunately.
I feel like the Urgot was fine, like because I see a lot of competitive players, I see a lot of pro players, I see a lot of high, a lot of Urgots in the league itself, in our league, and I just feel like it was the Yi that was more of an issue because Yi with the Urgot synergy does not work because if you want to get your Yi ahead, you want to choose a tankier engage champion. Like you want to choose Malphite or you want to choose something that that can get them low enough for Yi just to come in and clean house so he can get to the point where no one can 1v1 him because he's Master Yi.
Well, looking at the draft, the Urgot was actually picked R5 from CU, so it was picked very last. So from what I saw from the draft with the Echo Yi Alistar first phase, followed by Jin, I do think all those champions can work pretty well together. The Yi does need to be kept safe with that Alistar, and Echo does mitigate some of that poor early game from the Yi, but the Urgot was picked last, and that doesn't really fit with what they wanted to do, especially with having a Yi and a Echo or a Jin on the team. Like, obviously, Urgot as a top laner alone is incredible. He's very safe, he's able to do a lot of damage, and is pretty good at all phases of the game, as considering new itemization. But because he was picked last, I don't think they put as much thought as they could have into that pick. They needed something with more engage, something other than the Alistar to jump in with the Alistar. Urgot takes a while to follow up. His dash is slow, and it is telegraphed. And it's very difficult to play that into the whole gigantic wombo combo from Revenge of the Middlesticks.
I feel like Urgot kind of got countered when it comes because when Thresh lands his death sentence or when Thresh presses R and he tries to E in there, he is slowed for so long, so he just getting procced so many times, like because you just have that Tristana who can just do so much damage with her bombs, and plus she has Kraken Slayer. He's just gonna be non-existent.
Yeah. Like I said, I think either Aurelia, even Fiora would have been really good here to make sure that Ornn's not able to do his job. Like, even if they pick something off piece, they need to pick it so it can make sure that the other team is not able to do what they want, right? So a champion like a tank shredder, maybe even a Vayne top, to make sure that the Ornn is not able to do what he wants, be able to get that level lead. And Vayne is also able to duel a lot of the champions on the enemy team, considering the Vi. Other than the Fizz, the Vayne can duel every single one of the enemy champions.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. But like I said, both teams played out of their mind. I think CU they tried their hardest. They did really well. They almost won the game.
They played their early games incredibly well. They were able to get leads, but unfortunately, a couple of mid-game catches and the fact that the comp doesn't really fit a style that they wanted to go for did end up costing them the game. I do think if they had better drafts, they definitely had a higher chance of winning. I think draft was the biggest issue.
I do agree. I feel like they need to step back, rethink their draft, rethink how they're going to pick. Because picking your mid first was not the greatest idea. Because you let Return to Middlesticks get his one trick, which was Thresh. That's why he's player of the game twice in a row. He can show that he's really good on Thresh. So I feel like if you rethink your draft, if you rethink who you're going to pick and how you're going to draft it, I think CU could be a really good team.
I don't think they should be blind picking the Echo. I think it's better to blind pick a strong ADC like Jin, like Kai'Sa or Samira. Even Tristana, we saw it do very well this game, but you need to pick the ADC and support fairly early into draft. If you can get that strong ADC, I'm surprised Jin wasn't banned from blue side or red side, but unfortunately, they did save it for round 2, which did cut down the top lane pool and the AD carry pool.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the ADCs that was banned, and I was actually quite surprised that Jin was not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Jin and Kai'Sa are the two most played ADCs out of all of them. I feel like if the Teemo ban wasn't opted
Mm-hmm.
for CU, if they didn't have the ban the Teemo because they lost
Yeah.
a ban, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like they would have probably banned another ADC. But the only issue with that is that yes, you make the ADC have to play on AC they're not comfortable with, but you're giving prio picks to all the other laners
Mm-hmm.
like Oath on the Fizz or on the Diana, and like the top laner who can just play Orin. And you left Vi open both games. You
Definitely.
gave Vi and Thresh to both the jungler and support, and both those games they played out of the mind on those champions.
From what I see here from the bans, there were three ADC bans on the side of Revenge of the Middlesticks and two ADC bans on the side of CU, and I think that would have been a third if the Teemo wasn't forced to be banned. Uh,
Mhm.
so there was a lot of ADC pressure, but somehow the Jin did make it through, which is really surprising. But
Yeah, no, I'm
yeah,
really surprised that the gym made it through. I'm surprised the Thresh made it through in the first place.
I definitely think the Thresh, considering what happened game one, should not have made it through, and the Vi should not have made it through. So both of those champions that did really well were allowed to get through. And if you can't play to the champion, I think it's just better to ban it and reevaluate what you need to draft. Maybe take it away or just ban it outright. I think
Mhm.
Thresh is a good support to just pick in general. It's pretty safe. It has good peel and is able to pull champions out of sticky situations.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
The Tristana pick was a little interesting. It did not do what it was supposed to in the early game, considering this big CS deficit.
Yeah, I was surprised by the Tristana pick. Tristan, like I said before, and I still agree. Tristana's more of a solo queue champion than she is a
Hmm.
competitive champion. Because as you see in some of those fights, when Tristana just went in, she just died instantly.
Yeah, I
But
honestly
when
think. Oh,
Tristana
sorry.
can do but when Tristana can do Tristana things, she can wreak havoc across the Rift, especially with the new items like uh Rift Maker and not Rift Maker, like Kraken Slayer and stuff
Hmm.
like that.
I think two.
It's
Oh, sorry.
no, you
Oh,
can
I think
continue.
two good picks that could have been taken in place of this were either the Lucian, which was actually up, and the Draven. Like, I know Draven is a little scary of a champion to play in competitive, but considering the matchup, Draven is able to just make sure Alistar cannot land his combo, and is just able to outdamage Jhin, outpressure him in the early game, get that bot lane prio. And they did have bot lane prio, but I think it's a lot easier to confirm CS. But Tristana did end up working out, but I think that's more so uh, the Thresh playing out of his mind than the Tristana pick itself.
Hmm. No, I do agree. I think the team just played out of their mind. You also have, don't forget Orin, with the Orin items on top of
Definitely.
that. The only thing I have to say that Return of Fiddle 6 needs to work on is the 1v1s.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
guys, you picked a team comp to fight together. Don't try to 1v1. You're not going to win. Even if you are a Fizz, you're not going to beat the Echo. Um, you're not going to beat the Master Yi. You're probably not even going to beat the Urgot or even Jin, to
Yeah.
be honest. Just play what your comp is like. That's what happened with CU in the first game. They picked a comp and they didn't play it correctly and they lost the game for it.
Yeah. Once again, like Tristana was apparently it is from the bottom of the champion pool. Uh, I can understand why, but there were some other picks that I think would have fit the team a little bit better. Uh, but they did play it well. I mean, other than early game CSing, I think the team fighting was really good, especially being able to make those picks in the mid to late game, killing that Echo, killing the Yeast, just being able to make sure that the biggest threats on the team weren't able to do the damage that they needed to.
No, I do agree. But like I said, like kudos to both teams. Both teams played really well. They executed really well. I just feel like if you're going to go to if you want to pick a comp, make sure you play it to what make sure to play what the comp is made to play for. Don't try to twist it up because it's either gonna hurt you in the long run, than it is gonna benefit you.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like CU has learned that lesson really well today.
So overall, I think what our Revenge of the Middle Sticks could improve on is just playing more to the style that they chose in Champion Select. They did this in both Game 1 and Game 2. They just did not play to their team comp strengths, but were able to make up for that with their mid to late game team play. But if they can get that early game and just start, doing a little bit more roaming from like or from their top laner, from their mid laner, just maybe 5-man bot a couple times, it could turn out really well, considering a lot of bot laners here have been shown to be susceptible to a couple ganks. CU, on the other hand, I think the main problem, draft. Their dueling is pretty good, from what I've seen tonight. And after fixing draft, maybe work on the same thing. Just rotate as a team. Just try to have numbers advantage. With a comp like they just had, having numbers advantage is really important since they do not have a true front line. Alistar may be pseudo tanky, but because he doesn't have much gold on him, he's not able to be as tanky as he wants to be.
I definitely agree with you. But like I said, kudos to both teams. You guys did extremely well, and I can't wait to see you guys play more in the Rift.
I hope to see both these teams back in playoffs at the end of this split. So hopefully you guys had a great time watching tonight. These games were very exciting, and I think both teams have a little bit to learn. But other than that, I hope you guys join us tomorrow for LRS Premade, and join us over the weekend for some Valorant games. So have a good night, everyone. Take care.
I always thought that you were right for me. Was told she'd be the end of me. I swore we'd never meet. Now she's my favorite accessory, and she's even the air I breathe. She comes and helps me meditate. She taught me how to levitate, and together we fly away. To change her ways, it's simply the way she's made. Oh no, she'll never change. There's loads of things that I'd like to say, but she locks them inside my brain. Oh, she's like my